All right, guys, it is time for the only arena review you need. That's right. It's Dreads' March of the Lich King arena review. We'll be using a scale of 1 to 5, as always, with 3 being an average card. These days, we're saying an average card is basically a 3-mana 3/4. A spider tank. That's average. And yeah, as I said before, all reviews will be for arena only. If you're looking for constructed review, this is not the place. I'm sorry. But we're gonna go in alphabetical order for the classes. One thing to note is that we already did DK. So if you guys missed the DK review, it's already up on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch right now, !review, you can see our DK review. So we're not doing any of the DK cards in this review, but there's still a lot of cards to go through. So yeah, should still take a bit of time. All right, it's time to roll. Starting off with Demon Hunter, and the first card is Fierce Outsider. This is a 1-mana 2/1. Rush. Outcast. Your next outcast card costs 1 less. Outcast. Your next outcast card costs 1 less. Okay, I mean it's fine, right? Like we already have a 1-mana 2/1 rush, which is it's like an okay card. Like I pick it sometimes. I forget the name of the card, chat, but the 1-mana 2/1, is it a beast? 2/1 rush. It has no text, but Sky Talon, yeah, that one. This is pretty similar to it. I think, you're not going to really hold it for outcast value in arena because you might not even have that many outcast cards. So, there's not a huge benefit from the text in my opinion. But, a 1-mana 2/1 rush is flexible. It's an okay card. What do I think? Oh, I got to find where my score is. It's still here? Okay. I'm thinking this one's like a 3. Apologies, I've got a little congestion, so if you hear me clearing my throat a little bit, I'm sorry. Oops. 3. It's fine. So 4.5? Someone said 4.5. Are you trolling? Someone in chat said 4. There's no way this card's a turd. Or is that because you think all of my scores are 4.5? Either way. All right, let's go with 3. Unleash Fell. 1 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Mana Thirst 4 with Lifesteal. So just for clarity's sake, the Mana Thirst 4 means that you get Lifesteal. It doesn't mean... There's some confusion, I think, on Twitter about this. It doesn't mean it only works on, like, Lifesteal minions or something. So anyhow, it's deal 1 damage to all enemies always. And then it does... You get Lifesteal if you have 4 mana. So I guess Mana Thirst. This is the first time we've seen Mana Thirst. Mana Thirst basically means when you get to a certain amount of mana, the card gets an added ability. So this one is Mana Thirst 4, which means if you have 4 mana or more, and you play this card, then you'll get the added bonus. Okay. This is pretty good, huh? It's so cheap, Like I just think about Arcane Explosion or City Tax, which is coming back. Those cards are still pretty decent, and this card is 1 mana and you get Lifesteal. So this one seems pretty solid to me. What do we think? Like 3.5, 4-ish? 1 mana, deal 1 to all. That's pretty good. Like to all enemies, so it's not Whirlwind. It doesn't hit your own stuff. Pretty good. I think it's probably like a 4. I don't know if it's quite a 4.5, but yeah, pretty good. Also, chat, in Arena, do not greed this for the Mana Thirst. I would say 90% of the time, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you're able to get a clear with it, who cares about the Mana Thirst, right? Okay, good talk. Mark of Scorn. 2 mana, draw a card. If it's not a minion, deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. Okay, first off, this is a little bit too much text for me. I'm a Hearthstone player, not a MTG player, and that's a lot of reading, and I have to read it one more time because I was thinking about how it was a lot of reading while reading it instead of paying attention to the actual effect. 2 mana Mark of Scorn. Draw a card. If it's not a minion, deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. So if it's a minion, which in Arena it will be most of the time, it's just 2 mana, draw 1. Oh, this card sucks, right? Poop tier, poopy poop, like a 1.5 or something. I mean, if you have a bunch of spells and weapons, and maybe you can make it work, but most of the time it's poop. Wretched Exile. 2 mana, 2/3. After you play an outcast card, add a random outcast card to your hand. Wait, so Legend was saying there's a lot of outcast cards. Is that true? Are there a ton of outcast cards in this meta? But yeah, for this one, it's like the ideal time to use this would be when you have quite a bit of mana, and then you have like 1 outcast card to start the chain. And I think a lot of the outcast, I mean, we just saw a cheap outcast card, right? That 2/1. So you could play this, and you play 1, and then it fuels itself. So it's pretty good, right? 4.5. Seems like this was probably a 4.5. It's a a 2-drop with fine stats. Like it's not understated, and it's got like game-winning upside, right? Just like crazy value. So I'm gonna hit it with it. Is that our first 4.5 of the stream? I think it might be the first one. Let's go. First of many, probably. But yeah, this card's really bonkers. I mean, goes without saying, kill it. Definitely kill it as soon as you can, right? So 3 too often is 2 3. But so I see that some in the chat said that, but the thing is, it's so cheap, you're likely going to be able to get like 1 proc off of it, right? And even, I don't know, I feel like even if this is a worse Sethic, maybe, it depends, right? Like, it depends on how many outcast cards and how many spells you have. And Sethic is insane. Sethic is also a broken card, no? Oh, man, you guys are haters. I think I'm sticking with my 4.5. And when I pop off with this, it's epic, so you probably won't pop off with that much. You're all going to say sorry. You're going to all say sorry to Dreads. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Feldori Warband. 4 mana, deal 4 damage. If your deck has no minions, summon 4 1/1 Illidari with Rush. So it's literally 4 mana, deal 4. Because your deck is going to always have minions in Arena. So this is for like, I don't know, what are they? This is like a spell, Demon Hunter or some shit. 4 mana, deal 4. I mean, it can go phase, so it's not, it's not like 1. What is it, like 1.5, maybe 2? Probably 1.5. It's probably not quite a 2, right? All right, we'll go with 1.5. Felaren the Forgotten. 4 mana, 3/3. Battlecry. Add a random outcast card to the left and right sides of your hand. They cost 2 less. This is a legendary. Add a random outcast card to the left and right sides of your hand. They cost 2 less. What do you guys think? This card seems good to me, right? Because the fact that they cost 2 less and immediately become outcasts seems pretty nutty, right? Like, I'd have to have a whole list of like all of the outcast cards, but it seems really good. 4.5, 4.5. I mean, it's at least a 4 for sure. It probably is like a 4.5. If we gave that 2/3 a 4.5, which maybe that one's more like a 4, but it's fine. Okay, we'll go with 4.5. I don't think it's quite 5, right? You could low roll what you get, or maybe like they're unplayable in the spot or whatever. But yeah, very good. Soul Eater Scythe. 4 mana, 4/2 weapon. Start of game, consume 3 different minions in your deck. Leave behind souls that discover them. What is this? What? Wait, so how does this work? Where's the... Like, how do you just draw the soul? So is it like a 0 mana card in your deck, and when you draw the 0 mana card, it just summons? Is that how it works, chat? Oh, souls that discover them. No. It's not that good. Never mind. It's you can pay 0 mana to discover it. It's not that, bro. I mean, it's still good. It's a 4 mana 4/2 weapon. and it gives you some card value. 3 different minions. So I would guess in a game, and you don't even have to draw the weapon to get the effect, right? Just a 4 mana 4/2. What? Why are you guys discounting all these effects as just a 4 mana 4/2? Sorry. Am I not understanding this correctly? It's shuffle, consume 3 different minions. Okay. Leave behind the souls to discover them. So here's the question. Does the soul not draw a card? Or no? If it's just get a soul that then like gives you the card, then it's kind of eh. It does? Yeah, so it's really good then, right? It's a normal card draw? Oh. I see. I understand now. It's not that good then, right? Heard that a soul is 1 mana discover without cast when drawn. Oh, so it's actually, so chat's actually right. It's not that good. Like, it's only a 4 mana 4/2, basically, because I figured that there'd be like upside to drawing the souls, and it's not really that great. Hover the soul. Where's the soul? I see Cthulhu. Why are the related cards Cthulhu body? I don't understand. Why are these related cards? Am I stupid or? Okay. What am I going to give this? It's still a 4 mana 4/2 weapon, and you're playing Demon Hunter, so you can modify it with your hero power a little bit. It's not bad. What is it, like a 3.5? It's still got to be like a 3.5, no? Just off of the weapon alone. And there's some, utility to it. You guys think it's more like a 3? True silver with no effect. Okay, fine. No, just kidding. I think it's 3.5. Okay, fine. We'll go with 3. Okay, sure. Oh, man. I thought this card was going to be really pog. It's not as pog as I thought. These Demon Hunter cards don't feel like that insane so far. Deal with the Devil. 5 mana Fell spell. Summon 2 3/3 Fell Fiends with lifesteal. If your deck has no minions, summon another. Man, these cards are always so bad for Arena when they're like tailored for some kind of archetype and constructed. Just kind of sucks. I mean, it's fine. 5 mana for 2 3/3s. I guess that's not really fine. 5 mana for 2 3/3s in current meta is pretty meh. So what is this, like a 2? Probably like a 2. You think it's average? I feel like it's below average, no? Current 5 drops? 5. It's like playing the the Hunter Spellstone without upgrading any of it. Oh, it does have lifesteal. Okay, that's true. Okay, fine. I'll give it an extra 0.5 for the lifesteal. I still think it's below average, no? 2.5 is fine. Meh. All right, where's the good stuff? Vengeful Walloper. 7 mana 5/5 demon. Rush costs 1 less for each outcast card you played this game. 1 less for each. See, again, this is just, it depends on how much outcast you get. Like, in Arena, it's probably not going to be that great, right? You have to play, in order for it to be like cheaper, I would say a 5/5 rush is like, okay, right? So you have to play 2 for it to be just like playable. And you have to probably play 3 for it to be good. Yeah, I think in Arena, it's not going to be that great, right? Maybe like a 2. Maybe even lower than that, like a 1.5. Like, obviously, the idea is you pop off with that 2 mana 2/3 that adds outcast cards. You have, in constructed, you have the legendary, the 4 mana 3/3 that adds outcast cards. And pew, 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 right? But in Arena, like, I don't think that's really going to happen. The update for people asking is next week, next Tuesday. Brutal Annihilin. Annihilin? Annihilin. Am I saying that right, chat? Brutal Annihilin. 9 mana 9/9 demon, taunt rush. After this minion survives damage, deal that amount to the enemy hero. Whoa. Oh man, this thing's good, right? It's like Yeah, it's a stats of Dig Day, except you also have Taunt on it. And yeah, it also smorks. Like you can, so this card is, you know, it's going to be good almost always. Like you can use it to smork, like you hit like a 2 health minion left on their board, hit them for 7. You can just use it to like clear something, right? So pretty good. Pretty good. What do you guys think? 4.5-ish? I think it's probably a 4.5. Like you can't even ignore it after they play it because it's got taunt. It's pretty nuts. Damage depends on how much this... Oh, how much this thing takes. Sorry. If this minion survives, damage... Deal that amount... Oh, I misread the card. Thank you. If this minion survives, damage, deal that amount to enemy hero. That's even better, though, probably. Actually, now that I think about it, right? Because you're normally going to want to use it to... kill, like, something big. Yeah. Also, an opponent casts a spell on it. After this, oh yeah, if it survives, right? But normally if they play a spell on it, it's like to kill it. So, but yeah, okay. I think it's a 4.5. Seems pretty good. Pretty good. Would Death Speaker deal 0? Yes. Yep. Yep. After this minion survives damage, yeah, because it didn't take damage. Yep, that's correct. Has Divine Shield and hits a Deathwing, does it smork for 12 or is that 0? Divine Shield and hits a Deathwing. Divine Shield and hits a Deathwing. It'd be 0, right? Yeah. Okay, on to Druid. 1 down, baby. We're flying. Druid time. Lingering Zombie. 1 mana, 1/1. Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 disarmed zombie. With Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 zombie. What the fuck is this one, chat? What the fuck? Back in my day, we had 1/1 summoning a 1/1 was premium for 1. This one summons another 1/1. What? This thing's insane, especially in a class that like works off of buffs and, you know, like tokens and stuff. Oh my god. So, yeah, I mean, so serious question. Is this the best 1-drop ever? It's probably not because Ganarg's a thing, right? But outside of Ganarg, it's probably the best 1-drop ever, right? I mean, there's some other ones that are close. Like the Paladin Dormant's a pretty decent card too, but... River was like, it's okay. I mean, so here's one thing that... So, like, Redbeard... has never been a big fan of like he's never been a big fan of like cheap cards that don't do a whole lot, like don't have a big effect. So for example, like 1 mana 2/1 rushes, he's never really liked those cards very much. I think it's just kind of his playstyle and like what he enjoys. But I mean, in a class that thrives on board buffs and thrives on, you know, things being on the, like, you know, things being around on the board, this thing's nuts. So yeah. Oh, I mean, how... I don't know if it's a 5, right? Like, 5 is, like, you know, OP game-winning, but I feel like it's got to be, like, a 4.5. Maybe a 4? So I'm thinking about, like, some cards that might be in the same ballpark. So what's that Acorn one? Is it Acorn Bearer, the 1 mana 2/1 that gives you... that then, like, shuffles stuff into your deck, and then you have a chance to, like, grab an Acorn? That card's pretty busted, too. I'd say it's like kind of on that level. Like this one's more consistent, but less upside, right? If you give this a 4.5 instead of a 5, I'm leaving. I don't know if it's a 5. 5 for me is like Colossals or something like really, really, really stupid. Is a 1/1 that summons a 1/1 that summons a 1/1 a 5? I don't know. I think it's probably a 4.5. Ah, once again, 4.5, baby, let's go. Always 4.5, let's go. All right. But yeah, it's very good. Chitinous Plating. 2 mana, gain 4 armor. At the start of your next turn, gain 4 more. All right, chat. How good is 2 mana, gain 8 armor? It's not good, right? It's really bad. Hey, guys, don't leave. Come back. Hey, stay here. Chitinous Plating. Like a 1.5 or something, right? This is garbage. And maybe it's a 1. I mean, sometimes you have to live. I'm gonna give it a 1.5, but it doesn't matter. It sucks. You're not gonna take it, right? Garbage. Nerubian Flyer, 2 mana, 2/3, undead. Battlecry: if a friendly undead died after your last turn, summon a 2/2 Nerubian. Oh, great. Oh, great. All right, so there's a lot of these cards around. I think they're most common for DK, but it just depends on how many undeads. Is the last card an undead? Sorry, this one. Oh, it is. Oh, shit. This is an undead. A lingering zombies and undead. Shocking. Okay, yeah. So the idea is, you know, you like play this thing, right? And then and then you play this on turn 2, and then you get a 2/3 and a 2/2, and the game ends. Ha-ha, ha-ha. I don't know. I don't know how common undeads are in general, but it's still good, right? It's a 2-minute 2/3 with huge upside. So what do you guys think? Is it... I think this one might be a 4 because I think it's going to be harder to trigger because I don't think there are that many undeads, right? After your last turn is your turn, your opponent's turn. Yeah, I know. So like you could trade off an undead on your turn with this and then get it, right? Yeah. There's a lot of neutral undead. Yeah. So people were asking that question. So yeah, basically what that means is if they trade off one of your undeads on their turn, or you trade off an undead on your turn before playing it, then you get it. So 3.54. I think I'm okay with giving it a 4. I'm always on the optimistic side that these kind of synergies will work. Man, 1 drop into this is gonna be so nasty though. Holy. All right. Wither, 2 mana, choose a minion. Each friendly undead steals 1 attack and health from it. What? No. No, that one's not good. This is not the one. It's not the one. You have to have an undead or you can't even play it. And like I get the idea. It's a constructed card and you have a whole board of undeads and then it's like a cheap removal and you gain stats on your board. But this is terrible. This is an easy one. Right? Because even if you happen to have 1 undead, it would only steal 1 attack and health. So it only works if you have like a full board of undead. It's just terrible. Terrible. Right? Terrible. Pretty sure terrible. All right, Beetlemancy. 5 mana, choose 1, gain 12 armor, or summon 2 3/3 beetles with taunt. 2 3/3 beetles with taunt. So it's kind of like that Demon Hunter card. That card is lifesteal. This is taunt. I would consider taunt to be a little... Is taunt better than lifesteal? I guess in certain situations, one could be better than the other. Like more sustained life from the lifesteal, but immediately preserving your board with taunt. It's okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? A 3? You almost never want to use it for the 12 armor, but you know it has the chance where it can do it. Feels like maybe it's maybe a 3.5. Taunt. Taunt does make it a bit better. It's spread for Druid. Okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys look pretty split. I'll stick with a 3 then. 3. All right. Elder Nadox. 5 mana, 5/4 undead. Legendary card. Battlecry, destroy a friendly undead. Your minions gain its attack. What? Huh? This is terrible, right? 12 armor seems ridiculous over the last card. Armor is just not that good in Arena. What do you guys think? 1? 1.5? Like, again, this just seems very situational, right? How bad is a 5 mana 5/4? Pretty bad. Can destroy itself. I don't think so, because destroy friendly. Normally, friendly means it has to be on the board, right? So I think it's like, yeah, I think this card sucks. Your minions gain its attack. Yeah, this thing sucks. Okay, I'm just going to go with a solid 1. Garbage. Garbage. Unending Swarm. You guys like the flavor text here? Swarm. 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 XD. 6 mana. Resummon all friendly minions that cost 2 or less. That's an interesting card for Arena. What do you guys think? I mean, you do, if you just think about what you draft in Arena, you know, you always probably have still like 6, 7, 2-drops. And if you have, you know, in Druid, you might draft more 1-drops, but it's only 2 or less. But some of the cards, like if there's a death row, like that one, I would guess that each form of it is probably another friendly minion, right? I would guess. So if like you have that die 3 times, you could get like, is that correct, Chad? If like that 1-drop, Unending Zombie, if it dies, then can you get like different forms of it? Yeah, right? You guys think it's pretty good? 3.5 or so? I think it's okay. Feels like about like a 3 to me. 6 mana is not that cheap. I feel like at 5 mana it'd be broken. I'm gonna go because even if you get like max value, let's say, then that's your turn. I mean, it's crazy if you get max value. I think I'm gonna stick with a 3. Because sometimes it will be pretty weak, right? Let's say you didn't have a 1-drop in your deck, and you played a 2, and you want to play on curve in Arena most of the time, right? So then it could be like 6 mana summon 1 thing, which is like unbelievably garbage. 3 honestly might even be too high. Maybe it's more like a 2.5 actually. But there are other times where you'll do like, you know, you'll play a 2-on-2 and you play 2 2s on 4, and then all of a sudden this thing's pretty busted. So I guess we'll stick with the 3. Interesting card if nothing else. Underking, 7 mana 6/6 undead. Rush, Battlecry, and Death Rattle gain 6 armor. Don't do what I did, where I thought that Rush, when it rushed in, it gained 6, and then when the Battlecry and Death Rattle gained 6. So it will give you most of the time 12 armor. 7 mana 6/6 rush. It's okay. It's okay. You know, a 6 mana 6/6 rush would be broken. Maybe not broken, but be very good. So instead of that, you get 12 armor effectively. I think it's still okay because initiative is just good in Druid because you don't have a whole lot of it. So I think it's still all right, but it's not great, right? 12 armor. I feel like it's like a 3.5 maybe. I mean, I know its stats aren't good, but at the same time, because it has rush, that mitigates a little bit because you can like go in and kill something, right? So it's not too bad. If you're playing a deck that's, you know, on the heavier side, it might actually be okay. 3.5. I think I'm okay with I think I'll go with a 3.5. I think these kind of rush cards are always pretty good. No. All right. Okay, Noob Rakan, 8 mana, 7/7 undead. Battlecry, gain 8 armor. This turn, your minions cost armor instead of mana. So here's kind of the payoff you can see with a lot of those other cards. Like if you build up a bunch of armor, like with this previous card, you know, the idea in Constructed obviously is that then you have a huge turn where you get 8 armor from this, and then you have a bunch of armor previously, and then you're able to like do a big pop off. Standalone, it's pretty good though, right? Just on its own. So you get to play a War Golem, and then you get to basically have your whole turn. Kind of like what's the name of the card? The 10 mana. It's a 10 mana card that you can refresh your mana crystals or gain armor. Kun, right? Kun, yeah, Kun. Kind of like that, except it's 8 mana, so it's way better. The flavor of text refers to dreads. Who's that? A noob, I reckon. What the fuck? Toxic. Wait, what am I giving this? This has got to be good, right? 4.5 maybe? You do have to wait till turn 8 to play it, but it seems good. I'm going to go with a 4.5. Once again, the classic Dreads rating. All right. Crypt Keeper, 8 mana, 4/6. Taunt costs 1 less for each armor you have. So it's another payoff card from, you know, again, it's like this is another hard card that's hard to give a rating for. Like if you're actually, this is epic Underking. So if you're able to get this card and then, you know, have this in hand, then you can play a 2 mana 4/6 or whatever. But that seems kind of hard to make work, right? And on its own, if you have to just play it, an 8 mana 4/6. I wonder if with this card, you'll be using some of those other cards for armor. Like the one that gives you 12, like the 5 mana give you 12 armor. Because you could just play that, and then play this for free, right? It's kind of an interesting card. You could really try to build like an armor druid or whatever. I think it's bad though, just as like a general rating. It's probably a little bit too cute, like a 2 probably. But I could see a pop off. All right, Ricochet Shot. Ooh, on to Hunter. Where are the Hunter fans at? I know every time Hunter's offered, everyone wants to do it, even in dual class, where I'm gonna get like 1 win with it. Dreads, you must do it. It's Hunter. Smork, good class. And then we turn to Smork, and then we go 2 wins, and then we're freaking sad. All right, here we go. Let's keep on cruising. Ricochet Shot. 1 mana, deal 1 damage to 3 random enemies. I mean, am I missing something, or is this card kind of shit? Like, okay, so I mean, just look at what Demon Hunter has with ways to deal. You can, for 1 mana, you can deal 1 damage to all enemies, right? There's spell damage cards. I don't think it can hit the same target. Is that correct, chat? Because it says deal 1 damage to 2/3 random enemies. It doesn't say like deal 3 damage split evenly or some crap, right? So I think it will only do, like, even if you have spell power, it could do 2 to the face or whatever, right? I mean, I guess oftentimes you'll use this card for 1 face damage and then a ping on 2 1/1s. Shooting Star, but a little worse. Yeah. I mean, the problem is, the thing about a card like Shooting Star is, you get to control where it goes, right? And most of the time, random is going to be worse. There's some times where people position in a good way for it, and then this could be better, but most of the time it's worse, right? Yeah, I see the arcane tag. Yeah. What do you guys think? 2.5? I think 2.5 is actually pretty fair, probably. It does strike me as a below average card, but it's not like garbage. 1 mana, pretty cheap. Could be a little bit of face damage. Okay, but nothing super impressive. Arcane Quiver. 2 mana, 2 mana arcane spell. Discover a spell from your deck. If it's arcane, give it spell damage +1. Ah, okay, so here we go, right? You play this, and then you discover this, and now it does 2 to 3 random enemies, and that's a whole lot better. But I mean, it's a epic, so that's not gonna happen all that often. 2 mana to discover a spell, and you only get the spell damage if it's arcane. Right? No, it's not good. 2 mana to discover a spell from your deck is just not very good. Like, probably a 1.5 or 2 or something. That's pretty bad, I think. From your deck. If it was just discover a spell in Arena, then it'd be a lot better, but this one feels pretty shit. Anytime, we'll go 1.5. Because what I've noticed is any of these cards that like pull, that discover from your deck but don't give you a copy, just feel bad. Because then you get to like find your good card, but then you don't have no chance to find it, or to draw it. So it's just like, ugh, just doesn't feel good to play. All right. Conjured Arrow. 2 mana, another arcane spell. Deal 2 damage to a minion. Mana Thirst 6, draw that many cards. So this is one of the Mana Thirst cards where it feels like you really need to wait for turn 6, right? I'll tell you guys what Mana Thirst is one more time for anyone who just joined us. Mana Thirst means at that mana amount, you get the bonus effect. So if you're at 6 mana, you will draw, 2 cards when you deal the 2 damage. If you're at 5 mana, you don't. Basically, that's how it works. I mean, it's pretty good once you hit the threshold, right? It's like pretty nuts. Deal 2 and draw 2. Obviously, you could modify it with spell power or whatever, but most of the time it's deal 2 and draw 2. It's pretty good, right? And like the fact that you even have you can still play it before 6 mana is good too if you just have to kill a threat or whatever, right? This card seems good. 4.5, the classic, the one and only, the Dread Special. Hit him with a 4.5, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. On to the next one. Scourge Tamer. 2 mana, 2/3, or sorry, not 2/3, 2/2. I'm so used to everything being a 2 mana, 2/3. 2 mana, 2/2, Scourge Tamer. Battlecry, craft a custom Zombeast. Oh man, how fun, huh? Oh man, this one's gonna be, I mean, so for anyone who wasn't around for DK Rexar, this is basically the DK Rexar effect. But, whoa, there's alert in there? I didn't even know that. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Vivian. I appreciate that. Normally my alerts don't show up on here. I must have pressed the wrong button. Thank you. I appreciate it. This card's pretty busted. What do you guys think? How valuable is it to be able to find to make a Zombeast? So if I remember correctly, it means you have to pay the full mana cost of them together, right? Is that correct? So you'll have to pay like whatever combined, and then it gets both effects, but still pretty good. Undead makes undead. Seems good. Oh, the Zombeast is also an undead. That's true. Yeah. That's true for all the synergy and stuff. I feel like it's probably 4. It is a little understated, but that doesn't matter too much for 2-drop. Like 2 mana 2/2s are fine if they have a big effect. And you get to tailor it for okay, so this card might take a little bit of time. We have to think about what the big payoffs are. Like what are like the really crazy effects you can get from this? So undead beast. So what beasts would be nutty of the current rotation of cards? Because I remember like when I used to play with DK Rexar, you'd look for like the bloat bat plus like poison or something, things like that. Like poison plus, I know the 2/4 is going to be in the 2/4 that does 2. Is a hunter card? I think it's a hunter card. So if you get poison on that, you could like shoot something and then kill it or whatever, right? So you have to like think about it. Are there poisons right now? The 5 mana 1/3 rush. Poison plus anything. Oh yeah, that isn't. Yeah. The 5 mana 1/3. But then you're talking pretty expensive if you have that plus like the 4-drop. But still, you like shoot something, kill it, then you charge into something else. I think this is going to be pretty nuts, actually. Yeah, Dispatch Coda. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Thank you. Oh man, chat. I was going to give it a 4, but the more I think about it, I think this is a 4.5. No? I think it is. I mean, it seems sometimes you'll whiff, right? Sometimes you whiff, but like the potential of it is insane for a 2 mana card, right? I think it has to be. I think we got to go with a 4.5 again. Boom, baby. Dreads is going to be the beast specialist. Okay. All right. And for anyone who's new here, I was known as like a savant with DK Rexar. People always said like, how are you so good at picking the perfect beast? And I don't know, I just like a 6th sense or something. It was weird. Okay, Shock Spitter. 2 mana 2/2 beast. Battlecry, deal 1 damage. Improved by your hero attacks this game. Okay, so it's like a cruel task, kind of. Cruel task, but less health. So how many weapons does Hunter have? Are there a lot? Like so obviously if your hero can actually attack, then it's going to be pretty nuts. If it does anything more than 1 damage, it's insane, right? The damage of the attack, no, I think it's I think it's number of attacks, correct, chat? So if you attack twice, then it would do 3 damage. Well, if you attack once, it does 2. Twice, 3 damage, like that, right? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how often you get weapons, so it's like... Is a 1/3 weapon with immune in? Candle Shot? I don't know if Candle Shot's in. Do you guys know what cheap weapons are in right now? Leatherworking kit synergy. I mean, it's at least an average card, I would say, because I'd say a 2/2 deal 1 is still fine, like still pretty decent. So, maybe it's like a 3.5. Like I would say if there's a lot of weapons, it'd be like a 4. But oh, candle shot is core. Okay. You guys want to dream big? All right. Let's do it. 4. Boom. Your heart is a 4.5. Thank you, Wickedy. I appreciate that. That's very kind. Silver Moon Far Strider. 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry, give all arcane spells in your hand spell damage +1. Oh man, Arcane Hunter is really the thing. Chat, who's gonna play Arcane Hunter? Huh? Who's gonna do it? Arcane Hunter and Constructed? It's gonna be good. I mean, this card's fine again, right? It's a 2 mana, 2/3, so it's like an average card. I don't know. This feels like a 3 to me. Like I still am not a full believer in that you'll play this and have like 3 arcane spells, but 3.5 ish, right? I'll go 3.5. I'm a sucker for the synergy paying off. I am. What can I say? Fuck it. 3.5. Let's go. All right. Halduran Brightwing. 3 mana, 3/4. Legendary card. Battlecry, give all arcane spells in your deck spell damage +1. Give all arcane spells in your deck spell damage +1. So again, it's like same kind of thing, right? There are 4 weapons still in Hunter. Okay, so that's a decent number, but it's not a crazy amount. I mean, it's still a 3 mana, 3/4, so probably what, like 3.5? Yeah, this is one of those cards where I'm not going to rate it super highly, but if you get offered it early, then you might take like all the arcane spells. You might still take most of the arcane spells, considering how much synergy that there is right now with it. So that's a cool card. I don't think it's going to be like busted in Arena, but it seems pretty cool. All right. But you have to. It's not like you have to play this to buff him. For some reason, in my head it was like if you put this in your deck, then all of your spells just get the upgrade. Yeah, it's not like. It's gonna be like, even if you draft it, you'd have to draw it before your spells because it doesn't even buff in your hand. Yeah, it's like 3.5, I think. Keen Eye Spotter. 3 mana, 3/4. Whenever your hero attacks a minion, set its health to 1. Now, this card seems busted. It's, again, one of those cards where, like, on average, it doesn't do much. But when it does work, it's going to be insane, right? So it's like, what do you rate that? I would say, like, 80% of the time, it's a spider tank. But then maybe 15-20% of the time, it's just you use a candle shot to clear, like, something giant, right? No. Wait, what does that say? No, Rexar, not the face. The minion right there. Yep, that one. Right. No, Rexar, no. That's pretty good, actually. Probably like a 4, I would guess. Like in the best case, it's a 5. Most of the time, it's a 3. So I guess 3.5, 4-ish. Seems okay. People are saying Candle Shot's core, so it should be in. All right. Eversong Portal. 4 mana. Arcane spell. Summon 1 4/4 links with rush, improved by spell damage. Whoa. Oh, so wait, so you don't get 2 lynxes, right? The lynx just becomes a 5/5? Right? Is that I can't you get 2? What do you mean you get 2? What? What the fuck? Oh, God. I mean, again, like, how often are you going to pull that off? But, oh, that's so stupid. A 4 mana 4/4 with the rush is already fine. Oh, no. Oh, God. I mean, again, is like on average, a 4 mana 4/4 rush is okay. But if it hits, it's like the game ends, you know? Yeah, Amire, 3 of us links. So what do you guys think? It's again, it's a card that it requires synergy to be insane. But I think it's fine as is. So it's like what? Like 3.5, 4 maybe? Like if you only need to get one spell damage buff for it to be really good, right? So how many? Let's see, how many ways do we have? Legendary is gonna be pretty hard to pull off. That's a rare. You'll see that a decent amount. So both of these are rares. Oh wait, no, that one doesn't modify it. This one, epic and a rare. I still feel like you're not gonna pull it off all that often, right? Oops. Oh no, spoilers. We can go with a 4. It might be 3.5 to 4, but if it does hit, it's insane. There's a neutral with spell damage. Oh yeah, that's true. It doesn't have to just be arcane. And we get the fish, right? The fisherman back. The 2/3. The 2/3 that buffs a minion with spell damage. So you might be able to pull off some combos with that and stuff. All right, we'll go with a 4. Dreads is going to get hit with spell damage +2 into this somehow. Day 1 of the new expansion probably happen. All right, but the spell damage can be on board. I'm assuming. I mean that's how spell damage works, right? Spell damage is like an aura, no? So, you know, like if you have a Azure Drake on the board or whatever, right? Then this would be modified by it, just like any spell. I'm assuming that's how it works. All right, Hope of Kel'Thalos, 6 mana, 4/2. After your hero attacks, give your minions +1/1 wherever they are. Huh. So what do you think? What do you guys think about this card? I've heard some different opinions about it. Like the effect is pretty nuts because so wherever they are means it buffs your hand, the board, and your deck. Right? So that's a lot. So if you play it and you're like even or a little ahead on the board or whatever, it's going to be pretty insane. The card will only be bad if you're so behind, like you don't have a board and you just play this to like kill something and then you're still behind and then you don't get the tempo back in time. So a cheaper Silver Sword effect. Well, it's a cheaper Silver Sword effect. And it buffs your hand and deck, right? It's pretty insane. I think it's actually pretty insane. Because I'm just thinking about how long games go. Like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, if the game ends shortly after, it doesn't really matter that much. But you get 2 swings of it, too. What do you guys... Is this going to be a 5? Are we gonna give it a 5? It seems kind of crazy. Wherever they are, and arena's mostly minions. Whatever you are doesn't include if you discover minion later. No. So it would be, no. That doesn't work. But if you add a random minion to your hand or whatever, yeah. Maybe 1.5? All right, we'll go with a 5. I think it's pretty damn good. It's like 4.5 to 5. You know, like 6 mana for 4 damage. Well, it's 8 damage effectively. Isn't the best, but... I think the effect is strong enough that it makes up for it. So we'll go with the 5. All right. Mage time? Dread's favorite class. Good old mage. Here we go. Arcane Bolt. 1 mana arcane spell. Deal 2 damage. Mana Thirst 8. Deal 3 damage instead. I mean, whatever, right? It's fine. 1 mana deal 2 is like fine. It's not great. And then Thirst 8 deal 3. Wow, big deal. It doesn't seem that good, actually. Like 2.5. Yeah, it goes face, but like for 2, if you're late game for 3. I don't think this one's that great. I'm going to go with a 2.5 here. Whoops. I don't know. I just thought of like the other 1 mana deal 2 cards. They don't feel amazing anymore. And this one, like, you know, a lot of them discover or something, right? This, instead of discovering with it, you get like 1 more damage if you're at 8 mana or higher. It's like, fine. It's okay. All right. Arcane Worm. 1 mana, 1/2. Battlecry, add an Arcane Bolt to your hand. See, now here I'm totally down for, right? Now this card's way better than the last card because you get a 1/2 on the board, and then you get a spell that does something, right? Like this is. I know it seems kind of dumb, but it like this card I think is really good. Even though the last card I think is kind of meh, right? This seems like a 4 to 4.5 ish for me. 4? I don't know. Is it a 4.5? A 1 mana 1/2. So you're only losing like 1 health on like a premium 1 drop. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, we'll go on the higher side. It's like a 4.2 to 4.25. All right, okay. All right. Magister's Apprentice. 2 mana 3/2. Your arcane spells cost 1 less. Okay, so I mean the idea is you can combo this with like these, right? I mean, again, it's fine, like average. Sometimes you'll be able to pull off tempo with it. 3. I don't even know if I bump this up like more than just to a 3. Like it's obviously between like a 3 and a 3.5, I would say. 2, I wouldn't say it's 2. Like for me, a 2 mana 3/2 is still fine. So like a Spider Tank's average. I would say a 2 mana 3/2 is like an average card. But it's probably not 3.5. I think 3 is probably fair. Because like it's such a minuscule effect. All right. Prismatic Elemental, 2 mana 1/3. 2 mana 1/3. Battlecry, discover a spell from any class. It costs 1 less. Oh man, Clown Fiesta time, huh? Discover a spell from any class, and you get a reduction on it. This card's really good. Like, it's also almost impossible to play around, right? Because it's like, good luck. Who knows what they got? And it's also as a cost reduction. It's a little understated, but that's fine. Like, a 2 mana 1/3, a Pandaren a 3 mana 2/4. 3 mana 2/4 might be a little bit better, but this is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. 4? 4? Is it a 4.5? I think it's like, again, 4 to 4.5 ish, right? I would like it's good. If it was like a 2 mana 2/2, I feel like it would be like a 4.5, but it's like 4 to 4.5. It's pretty good. All right, Arc Splitter, 3 mana 3/2. Death Rattle, add 2 arcane bolts to your hand. So this one is not, honestly, is it? This is pretty good too. I was gonna say it's not as good as the 1-drop, but you're basically paying 1 mana for 2 bolts, and those will give you the tempo back pretty quickly. What's an Arcane Bolt? It's a card we just saw earlier. It's a 1 mana deal 2, mana thirst 8, deal 3. I think it's pretty good. 3.5 maybe? 4? I think I'd rather have the 1-drop. Because playing a 3 mana 3/2 doesn't feel great. So what did I give the 1-drop? I gave the 1-drop a 4, 4.5. Maybe I gave it a 4.5. Can't remember now. I think this is probably okay to give like a 3.5 to 4. We can stick with a 4 for this one. But these are, I can see, like, initially look at the Arcane Bolt, I'm kind of like, whatever. But all these cards that generate it for a cheap amount are quite good. So, I like it. Vast Wisdom. 3 mana, discover 2 spells that cost 3 or less, swap their costs. 3 mana, discover 2 spells. But it's tailored. There has to be 3 or less. I think it's a good card, but not great. What do you guys think? Card's so overrated? I don't know. So let's think about, so what are the cheap cards that are good in the meta right now? Like what, obviously you get the Arcane Bolt, but what are like the really good ones? Like, do we have Evocation in, or Conjures, or... We don't have the Infuse in, right? The Endless Infuse stuff. So we have Volcanic Potion. That's good. I mean, again, this is a card where you want to play it in the later in the game, right? Mid to late game, preferably late game. The pool is going to be soiled by secrets, maybe. Yeah, secrets don't feel great off of it, I guess. Something that causes a good effect, right? Get one good card to use right away, one bad for later. To me, the swapping their costs doesn't really matter too much. But I see what you're saying, right? You're saying like you get a 3 mana spell that costs 1. So if you play this you have to play this on turn 4, you could get like maybe a tempo swing immediately. And then you have later on, you have a card you don't really want to play or whatever, right? Arena sets will change anyways. Yeah, I mean, I still like to give it a rating for like the current set. But yeah, sure. As time changes, this is a card that will depend a lot on what the pool is like. I still think it's pretty good though. 3.5 maybe? 3.5? Man, I kind of want to go for a 3. I feel like the fact that it's costs 3 or less overall is a downside. Because you're not going to be able to hit, like, you know, the really premium, you know, mid to late game spells. Like, we get the 5 mana spell back, the Arcane spell. 5 mana, deal 8, summon, I always forget the name of it. Summon a minion with the stats, like, leftover or whatever. And you can't, like, hit that off of here. So, I think 3 is probably okay, at least for this rotation. It could change as it goes on. All right. Energy Shaper, 4 mana, 3/5. Battlecry, transform all spells in your hand into ones that cost 2 more. They keep their original cost. No. I don't think I want this. I'm just thinking, because, like, if I draft a spell, it's because, like, I want the spell, no? Most spells are ones you want to have. I don't know, though. Like, again, because we're bringing back old sets, I don't know if that's necessarily true, right? Like, if it was standard arena or something, then yeah, sure. But, you know, we're going to bring back, like, Poison Seeds and other garbage from, like, other stuff. So, yeah, I know it's a combo card, especially for Constructed, but it's also a 4 mana 3/5. 4 mana 3/5s are pretty shitty. I just like the randoms. Oh, I know. I mean, we'll still draft and try it, of course. But my job up here, and it's a thankless job, is to give it a rating for how good I think the card is. And I don't think this card is that good, even though chat loves it. And I will pick it still because chat loves it and I love chat. And I'm not all about winning, you know. I like to win, but I'm not all about winning, okay? I think it's a below average card, honestly. Because it's a 4 mana 3/5. 4 mana 3/5 suck. And the effect, maybe you could say the effect is like a little bit of an upside. But I don't even think it's enough to make it like an average card. I'm going to go with a 2.5. 2.5. But it's going to be fun. Vexilus. Am I saying that right? 5 mana 3/5 elemental. Your arcane spells cast twice. Sadly, it's garbage, right? Like, the only way this card works is Constructed and you have an Arcane Mage deck and you're able to have a million bolts and you go pew, 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 right? But a 5 mana 3/5, the stats are just garbage on it. And you need to be like, what, 7, 8 mana to be able to even make good use of it. So, it's not good. 2, 1.5. Give it a 2. Arcane Defenders. I do remember this card. 8 mana, summon 2 5/6 golems with taunt, and can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. This card seems good. Right? Agree? Seems pretty good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Deep Freeze, right? Instead of 2 water elementals and a freeze, you get better stats and taunt. I think this card's a lot better than Deep Freeze. And Deep Freeze is still an okay card. So, 4? It's like 4 to my classic 4.5. I don't know if it's quite a 4.5, but it's a good card. Definitely an annoying one to deal with. I mean, if it was just with taunt, but they can't be targeted as well, makes it really hard to remove, huh? That's actually pretty, that actually is relevant. Yeah, and you can't like ping off part of it. Like just think about whenever I think about these like evasive effects, I think is it evasive? It's not evasive worm. Evasive worm is the rush. What's the 7/7 taunt? The 7/7 taunt dragon that has that effect. And how often I just like I can't ping it off, so that it ends up eating another minion just because of that effect, which just matters a lot. So I think it probably, yeah, evasive Drachnid, that's one. Yeah, I think it's probably a 4.5. The Dreads Classic. The one and only. All right. Grand Magister Romath. 9 mana, 5/7. Legendary card. Battlecry, recast each spell you've cast this game that didn't start in your deck. Yeah, so this is like the payoff, right, for that 4-drop and stuff. You know, you play this one, and then you play the spells, and then you get to play this, and pew, 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 Fiesta, but it's terrible, right? For Arena, it's easy one. But yeah, I mean, cool. Maybe in Constructed I'll do it. Maybe. All right. On to Donger. Any Donger fans? I'm like the biggest Donger hater in the world. Like, I like my own Donger because it makes me feel good. And, you know, I like to feel good, and also Bustin feels good. But, like, the Donger class, I'm not very into it, you know? That's okay. Other people like Paladin, so let's go. Feast and Famine. 1 mana, give your hero +3 attack this turn, Mana Thirst 4, and Lifesteal. Good. Right, chat? Good. Very good. 1 mana, deal 3. Yeah, you take the damage, but it's like call Rockbiter. Rockbiter is crying. I guess this one you can't put on a minion, but still, this is good. And Paladin loves these kind of effects to try to keep the board. And sure, Lifesteal's a bonus, but it doesn't really, like, it's not that important, I think. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you guys think? 3.5? 3.5, 4. I mean, it can go phase 2. I think it's pretty good. You guys think it's clunky? Holy Smite is I mean, okay, but different classes, right? Holy Smite's a super premium card. Super premium. You guys think it's just an average card? Oh, I think for me, this is easily a 3.5. I'm okay with a 3.5. I don't think it's just average. It helps you, like, Paladin's all about keeping the board, and this is a cheap and easy way to keep the board. Play a 2-drop on turn 3 and kill their 2-drop type thing. No? I like it. I like it. I just think for Paladin, it's better than it would be for other classes. All right. Actually, not all right. This card is not all right. Flight of the Bronze. 1 mana. Discover a dragon. Mana Thirst 7. Summon a 5/5 Drake with taunt. So, you know, the thing about this card to remember is you can't always greed it for the Mana Thirst, but man, you're going to want to most of the time, I think. Like, you know, if you have no play, you will have to play it, you know, and try to get a cheaper play. But that's so nuts. At 7 mana plus, you get a 5/5 taunt and discover a dragon for 1 mana. Oh boy, pretty nuts. What do you guys think? Is this a 5? I think this has to be a 5. I'd have to take a look at the dragon pool to be sure, but I mean, there's got to be. You still have Corrin, so you're still gonna be able to hit like Ysera and Alex and all those, right? So it's gotta be good. Hey, and thanks so much, Dose, for the raid. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We're doing an arena review today. I hope you had a lot of fun in the boomer meta. I hope you did. All right, you're here for one of the best cards of the set. One of my favorite. Well, maybe not favorites. Can you call a card a favorite if it's like your favorite if you have it? But then if your opponent has it, it's like your least favorite. You know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite in my hands. I don't want other people to have it. You actually had a good day. Hey, that's great to hear. That's great. That's great. It's good when you have a good day in this meta. All right. Nice. Fight of the Bronze. So broken. Super broken. Oh, get the 5 off of there. Sanguine. Do I say that right? It's sanguine, right? Not sanguine. How do I say sanguine? Sanguine soldier. 1 mana, 2/1 Divine Shield. Battlecry, deal 2 damage to your hero. And what's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for the raid. When I do card reviews, I'm a little more like in the zone. Except throw these up on YouTube and stuff. But I really do appreciate everyone stopping by and saying hi. And thanks so much, Dose, for raiding. Sanguine? Sanguine? Is that Sanguine? Okay, Sanguine Soldier. This card also seems pretty broken, no? Like, how much does it matter that you have to take 2? And you get a 2/1 Divine Shield. It's pretty good, right? That's on turn 1. Yeah, it's a card where if you have it on turn 1, it's really broken. But, like, if you have it later on, it feels kind of bad. But even then, I don't know. Like, I'd still be happy to pay 1 mana for this up through turn 5, turn 6. Especially turn 5, I'd say. Like, drop a 4-drop in this. Pretty good. What do you guys think? A 4? It's like 4.5. I think it's... we'll rate a little bit lower than some of our 4.5 strikers. But, yeah, quite good, right? You'd be willing to 5 this? I don't think it's quite a 5. Like, if it was just a 1 mana, 2/1 Divine Shield and you never had to take damage for it, sure. Maybe then, but it's like 4 to 4.5. Seems fine. All right, Blood Matriarch Liadrin. 2 mana, 3/2 legendary. After you summon a minion with less attack than this, give it Divine Shield and Rush. Wait, so chat, can someone explain to me what the idea behind this is? Oh, you can hero power with it, right? That's kind of cool, I guess. Hero because it's summon. Oh, you buff this, and then anything you play with it. Ah, I see. So for constructed, that's the plan. I see. In arena, I don't think it's that good. That's why I'm just wondering. There's always cards where like I look at them like, but obviously constructed, there's like a plan to it, right? So as far as arena goes, it's like a 2 mana 3/2. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of upside. You could hero power / a 2-drop is like okay. You play like a 2/3 is pretty good. What do you guys think? 3.5? Is it a 4? Maybe a 4. Arena is in general low cost. Heavy in general though might be good. I mean, I think it's got pretty good upside, right? And you can tempo it on 2. So I just feel like most of the time the cards that you're gonna be playing, it has to be less, right? So even a 3/2 won't get it. It has to be 2. So yeah, sure. I think I'm okay with a 4. It's a cool card though. Seafloor Savior plus this? Yeah, great. Yeah, great, right? Wonderful. All right, for Kel'Thalos. 2 mana, give a 2 mana holy spell. Give a friendly minion +3 attack. Give your hero +2 attack this turn. Oh man, I really like this card. We were talking about it a little bit in stream the other day. It's like, oh crap, I can't remember the name of it. The Shaman spell. Hold on, I'm going to remember it. The Shaman spell, it's 3 mana, and it does a Storm Strike, right? Is a Storm Strike? Deal 3 with your face, and then you deal 3 with a minion. It's kind of like that, except you give a friendly minion +3 attack, and and then you get 2 attack, and then this is 1 mana cheaper. So very similar, and that card's really good in Arena, so I think this one's good. 3 attack and 2 attack. I'm trying to think of if it's better or worse than Storm Strike. I think I still might take Storm Strike over this, but I guess you could put the attack on and then keep it. What everything comes out on Tuesday, guys. One week from today, if you're watching live. 4.5. Oh, you guys want to go? I'm gonna go with a 4, but it could be a 4.5. It's like 4 or 4.25. I like these tempo cards. What did I give that the 1-drop? I'd say this is a little bit better than the 1-drop. The 1 mana deal 3 stuff. Attack for the minion is permanent. Yeah, no, I understand that. But oftentimes when you're playing this, you'll be putting the attack on the minion and then like trading with it, right? You might just trade it off. But yeah, I mean, I understand. Oh, you need to have a minion play. Yeah, but like with 2 mana, that's gonna be pretty easy to do. No, you could even worst case hero power, make a 4/1, and then get the 2 attacks. So, but yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Storm Strike is a little better than this card. Storm Strike's probably a 4.5. We'll put this one as a 4. All right. Okay, Seal of Blood. 3 mana, give a minion +3/3 and Divine Shield. Deal 3 damage to your hero. 3/3 and Divine Shield. Oh man. So it's like Seal of Champs, except you also get +2 health. So it seems like Paladin healing might be a little bit more useful now than it used to be. But this card's broken, right? This is like Omega broken. It's better than Kings. It's significantly better than Kings and 1 less mana, right? Yeah. Yeah, so this one's probably a 5. Sure, you have to take some damage, but once you land this, you probably won't take any more damage the rest of the game. Okay. All right. Daring Drake. 4 mana, 4/4 dragon. Rush. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, gain +1/1. That's solid. That's solid. Like I still don't think a 4 mana 4/4 rush is that bad. You go in and kill a 3/4 or whatever. And if you play it as a 5/5, it's great. It's like super premium. So this is good. Probably like a 4, I would say. 3.5 to 4-ish. 4 mana 5/5 rush is still very good in the current game. So I also love freaking dragons. So I'm gonna go with 4. Okay. All right. Sorry, being a little weird. Time Warden. 4 mana 3/5 dragon. Battlecry. Until the end of your next turn, dragons you summon gain Taunt and Divine Shield. Oh, until the end of your next turn. So this doesn't have to be on the board. Once you play it, then the next turn, if you play any dragons, it gets Taunt and Divine Shield. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I don't love the stat line. I'm a big hater on the 4 mana 3/5 stat line in Arena that's not the current Arena, because it just feels like 4 mana 3/5s don't do enough. But this effect is pretty cool. It'd be great if it read like until the next dragon that you play gains Taunt and Divine Shield. Then it'd be great for Arena, because the issue with this card is you have to play it either your turn or the next turn, or both, right? In the ideal situation. But yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if we're getting a bunch of cheap dragons. We'll see in the neutrals. I haven't seen too much of it. I think there are some, though. 3.5-ish. Honestly, it's probably a 3, sadly. I feel like it's I just don't like the stats, and it's going to be hard to combo it. Like, I'd say the vast majority of the time you're only going to get 1 dragon with Taunt Divine Shield, if you're lucky, right? And most of the time you probably don't get any, so I think 3 is probably fair. But if you get the ultimate dragon deck, good luck. All right, Blood Crusader, 6 mana 5/5 epic card. Battlecry, your next paladin minion this turn costs health instead of mana. Oh, it has to be a paladin minion, though. It's kind of an interesting card. I think the limitation of being a paladin minion means an arena won't be very good. And even if you do want to, like, if you have a big hit, you do have to take a lot of damage for it. So I don't think it really fits in arena. Like a 2, maybe 2.5. I just don't think you're going to have enough paladin cards, right? So, like, I do think it's like a. I do think the effect is an upside, but I just don't. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to really work. Honestly, it might be a 2, but it's fine. Excuse me. Anachronos, 7 mana 8/8 dragon. Battlecry, send all other minions 2 turns into the future. What do you guys think about this thing? So the idea is you play that previous card, right? You play this, and then you're like, boom! Actually, it might not be that good because it sends that one to the future too. All right, so what does this mean? I believe the way it works is the minions basically go dormant, but they don't take up a board space. So correct me if I'm wrong, chat. You play this, poof, the minions disappear, but is there any indication that they're gone? I actually don't know how it looks on the board. But then 2 turns later, they come back, but they have summoning sickness, I believe, right? Yeah, they don't make them go dormant. They go puff. Yeah, I think it's good, right? I think it's really good. It's basically a huge board swing. And you know, you're behind, and you all of a sudden are ahead and 8-8 on the board, right? So, and then by the time they come out of dormant, well, we're saying dormant, you know, you probably might have already killed them, so. Does it kill anything that doesn't fit on the board? No. Oh, I understand what you're saying. If after the effect ends, I'm assuming that's how it works, right? I'm assuming, like, if the board's full, then you can't get anything. I mean, that's probably not going to be all that relevant. But I guess it could be if, like, you're... Oh, that's interesting. If you're, like, really behind and you play it. Interesting. And then if, you know, you put all their 2-1s in and then they don't come back at all. Interesting. I mean, I think this card's great. Like, what, 4.5 or so? It feels good. I mean, anytime you have... I'd still say a 7-mana 8/8 is slightly overstated. It's not great. Like, whenever you have to play Naws, like the 7-mana 8/8, it doesn't feel that good. But the effect is pretty insane, so I'm down for a 4.5. The classic Dread special. All right, drink some water. We're on to Priest. Undying Allies. 0 mana. After you play an undead this turn, give it Reborn. Shadow spell. Yeah. Bad, right? Like, how the hell are you going to pull that off? 2.5. I think it might be even worse than that, like 1.5. It's pretty bad. Because the only way it's going to be really insane is if you can play multiple undeads, and that's going to be hard to do in a turn, in Arena, right? So, yeah, it's pretty poop. Animate Dead. 1 mana, shadow spell. Resurrect a friendly minion that costs 3 or less. I don't know how much I like this card either. So it's random, right? You don't get a pick. Like, it just can't really high roll, right? What do you guys think? I guess unless you're playing a bunch of 1-drops, it's not bad tempo, though. But you do have to have something die. So what's the best way to use it? You play a 2-drop, it dies, and you play a 2-drop in this again on the next turn? It's like, Yeah. It's like, okay. So that 5/4 Rager constructed? Ah, I see. Yeah. I mean, anytime there's a card that's like, what face? Injure Tolvir? Sure. I could see some combos with it. But in Arena, again, it's like, eh. All right, we'll go with a 2. Uh-oh, is Priest gonna suck? I know we have some Priest lovers in chat. Hopefully it starts to get better. I'm scared. Dreads is a sexy man. Thank you, Cookies Alt Account. I appreciate that. I do my best to be sexy every day. I spray a sexy cologne on, and I lick toothpaste. That's the key. Licking toothpaste makes you sexier. All right, Crystal Smith Cultist. 1 mana, 1/2. Battlecry. If you're holding a shadow spell, gain +1/1. Bad, right? Another bad card. Like, I don't want a 1 mana 1/2, and I have to have exactly a shadow spell to make it good. This card's terrible. 1.5. Garbage. Mind Eater. 2 mana, 3/2 undead. Death Rattle, add a copy of a card in your opponent's deck to your hand. Now, see, this one. Now, this is what I'm talking about. These are the Priest cards I want. Not even understand, you just get shit. Just give me shit. Copy of a card in your opponent's deck. This card's great, right? Like a 4? Maybe even, chat. This one, honestly, could maybe even be a patented Dreads 4.5. You guys think it's probably a 4, but I don't know. 3/2 plus a card. This is like exactly what Priest wants. Like I always say when I play Priest, I'm down with like loot hoarders. I'm down with slightly understated things that give me things to like slowly get ahead. So honestly, the more I think about it, some people are saying 4, but I really feel like this is a 4.5 Mind Eater. Oh, I'm gonna be taking like every single one. Let's go. Priest is back on the menu. Haunting Nightmare. 3 mana, 3/3 undead. Death Rattle, haunt a card in your hand. When you play it, summon a 3/3 soldier. So it's slightly understated. I mean, it is understated. A 3/3 for 3 is kind of eh. But you get a 3/3 back if you get lucky. Like if you hit on a 4-drop or like a 5-drop, it seems okay, no? If you if this thing goes onto an 8-drop, then it feels kind of bad. I don't know. In the future, will you adjust the scale again? Maybe, but I don't know that I'm comfortable with the scale. It's hard to adjust, but maybe. What do you guys think? 3.5? 3.5? Yeah, that was my thought. Like 3.5. I do hate losing the stat point. It's crazy how much like one stat point matters. Like if this is a 3 mana 3/4, I think it's probably like a 4.5 or maybe even like borderline 5 level of crazy. But playing understated minions just feels so bad. I think 3.5 is okay. All right. Bone Caller. Oh, didn't you guys ever wish you could just dial up a bone? Just ring. Yes, I request a bone. I mean, I guess you can, but depending on where you are, it might not be allowed. Okay, 4 mana, 2/4. Taunt Death Rattle. Resurrect a friendly undead that died this game. Yeah. It's so understated, right? It's pretty bad. I know there are some good undeads, but on average, it seems pretty shit. Like a 2. I think I'll give it a 2 over 1.5 just because there is upside, but the stats seem so horrible. The one thing I will say is it does have taunt, so they will have to go through it, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of little shitters in the diluted pool will be a lot of shitters in the undead pool for sure. Dose, I agree. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. All right, next one. Grave Digging. 4 mana shadow spell. Draw 2 cards. Cost 1 if a friendly undead died after your last turn. Ooh. Okay, now this one not bad, right? Again, after your last turn. So it's the same thing as those other cards where if your opponent traded into any of your undeads or if you trade off your undeads, then it's 1 mana draw 2, which is pretty good. And even if you have to just play it, it's not the end of the world. Arcane Intellect for 4 mana. It's not good, but it's like you can still play it. So I like this card. I'm going to go with a 3.5. I'm going to have the greatest undead priest for sure. High Cultist Basileff. 5 mana 3/5. Why does everything have a 3/5 stat line? I'm triggered. Battlecry. Resurrect all friendly undead that died after your last turn. I don't know. It just, again, seems pretty hard to make work, right? Like, you have to have the undeads on the board that you want to res, and, you know, then you have to have this at the exact time. I don't know. It just doesn't seem good. It just does not seem good. Like, what do you guys think? A 2? Like, again, in construction, I'm sure the idea is that you resurrect a giant undead, you know? Like, you don't play shitty undeads. You just play big undeads, and then you play a big undead, it dies, and then you play this next turn and bring it back and stuff, right? But it just seems pretty bad. I'm going to go with a 2. All right. Shadow Word Undeath. 5 mana, shadow spell. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. If a friendly undead died after your last turn, deal 2 more. 5 mana, deal 2 to all enemies. So it's either 5 mana, deal 2, or 5 mana, deal 4 to enemies board. Man, it's such a big difference, right? Like, a 5 mana Consecrate. I mean, the thing is, like, in Priest, I feel like you'll always take this. So, like, I don't think it really matters what rating I give. Like, you just take AoE in Priest. right? And sometimes you'll just play it for 5 mana deal 2, and then other times you'll actually get enough undead to make it work. I think most of the time it will just be a little overpriced AoE, but I still feel like you take it. Feels like another like 3.5 or so to me. It's like with undeads, broken. Without undeads, it's like kind of mediocre, right? So, yep. Sister Svalna? How'd I do? Sister Sval. You don't pronounce the V, do you? Is it Sister Salna? I need to get this right before we can do this card chat. How do I pronounce this one? How do I do it? Sister Zvalna? Sister Zvalna? Zvalna? Is that better? Sister Zvalna? All right, 6 mana, 6/6. Undead. Battlecry, permanently add a vision of darkness to your hand. What the hell is that? It's not saliva. Stop being weird. 3 mana, discover a shadow spell. This stays in your hand. Wait, what? Wait, what does that mean it stays in your hand? Like, you can play this as many times as you want? Oh my god. Oh my god. That thing is so broken. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know the entire pool of shadow spells, but there's got to be good ones. Shadow of Death, right? Like, and honestly, like, compared to the other cards where it's like you have to, you know, pay for a 5 mana 3/5, it's a 6 mana 6/6, which isn't that bad. This card's an easy 5. And it just like fits Priest too, right? Like, you play this and then you pretty much can't lose the value game. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean, it's a little overcosted because you have to pay 3 mana to discover, but I don't know. I think that's the fact that you discover a lot of the shadow spells are cheap and efficient. So it's like, yeah, you pay over, you know, premium for it, but yeah, this thing's just broken. I'm pretty sure this will be a 5. You just have to like be a little careful with it. Like, what you want to stay away from with this card is being like, oh, I have to play Vision every turn, right? Like, after you play this on turn 6, you might be a little behind. So then, you know, you might not be able to use this for a couple turns, but that's fine. Just like wait. And at some point, you won't be able to lose the value game. So it's crazy. All right. Oh, someone had an interesting point. If you reduce the cost of this, does it stay that way? Does anyone know? Like, if on a turn you play something that reduces the cost of spells in your hand, I don't even know if there is something, then can you actually drop it down and then it will stay? Or do you get like a new copy each turn? It resets like turn spell? Okay. That's good. All right. It's on to Rogue. It's Rogue time. Get a little more water. Okay, Shadow of Demise. Each time this is no mana. Each time you cast a spell, transform this into a copy of it. So what does that mean? Oh, it's just like a shadow step for spell or whatever, right? So it's like, it just changes into the cost of the spell, right? Is that how it works? You don't have to use the copy in the same turn. Okay, so yeah, you can like play on the previous turn and then wait and have it for the next turn. Yeah, and it's a one-time use. So it's cool. I mean, I'm sure it's fun and constructed, but in Arena, is it good? It's probably not bad, but you have to have a spell to start, right? Like, if you just don't have spells in your hand, then it's just a dead card taking up space. So it's like, it doesn't do anything until you draw another spell or play it. With Concoction, it should be good. Oh, yeah, it could be pretty cool if you play like the mixed concoctions or whatever. Ah, yeah, I understand. That's pretty cool. It's probably okay. What do you guys think? It's just like, how often, I mean, one, it's a legendary, so how often will we have it? And then how often will you be able to combine like whatever 3 concoctions or whatever when you play it, right? 3? 3? I think 3 is probably okay. 3, maybe 3.5. I don't like that I just can't do anything with it until I draw another spell, so it's like just kind of weird. All right, I'll go 3.5. I think it's people are kind of hating on it, saying you'd always take other legendaries over. I don't think that's necessarily true. It's a card where it has huge upside. It does have some downside in that it could just take up a spot in your hand, but I don't think it's bad. Okay, Concoctor. A what? Concoctor. 1 mana, 1/2. Battlecry, add a random concoction to your hand. Broken, right? First time we've heard about concoctions, so. Slimy concoction. If I zoom in, it's probably going to break things because of technology. So I'll read it out to you guys, okay? It might be a little hard to see. First option, Slimy. Summon a random 3-cost minion. Dreadful. Destroy a random enemy minion, so deadly shot. Bubbling concoction, deal 3 damage. Hazy, add a card to your hand from another class. It costs 3 less. And then Gleaming concoction, draw 2 cards. And so the way it works, you can see the text on the bottom. Add another concoction to your hand to mix together. So you, in theory, could get like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 concoction thing. One question: Do you know? Can you get like 2 of the same? Like, can you have a double Slimy, or will it only combine with like others that that are different? You can. Oh, it caps at 2. Oh, so you can only have 2 at a time. Is that correct? You only get to mix 2 things. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Never mind. I didn't know exactly how that worked. Okay, so the most you can get is 2. But I mean, any of these for 3 mana, if you just get any combination, it should be pretty nuts. I love this type of a thing. It should be really fun to play with. So, what is this card? I think this card's probably like a 4.5. 1 mana, 1/2 isn't the worst. Also, remember, we're playing Rogue, so combo activators are quite good. Cheap cards are good. Like, you like 1-drops a lot in Rogue. One drop into Dagger. So, yeah, I think this one gets the easy Dreads Classic. I'm excited for Rogue. I think this is going to be a fun playstyle. If you draft enough to actually make it work. So, the second user's hand, they auto-combine. Okay. So, you can't, like, choose. You just... I got it. Makes sense. And then if you... In theory, if you got 2 more, then they would also auto-combine. Okay, I understand. Ghostly Strike. 1 mana, deal 1 damage, combo, draw a card. Shiv? Do you guys remember Shiv? It's like Shiv, but better. Wow. 1 mana Shiv, effectively. I mean, it's a combo, but that's pretty easy to combo when it's 1 mana. I like it. I think it's pretty solid. Like a 4, maybe? 3.5, 4-ish. It should be easy to, like, again, 1 mana combo is so easy to pull off. Better mortar coil? Yeah, because it can go face, right? And you don't have to kill the minion to get the draw. Yeah. Seems quite good. I don't know if it's quite a 4.5. I'm going to go with a 4 on this one, just compared to some of the things we've given 4.5, but I liked it a lot. It's quite good. Any 5 you missed? You did miss some, Homunculus Gnome. You did. Only a few, only a couple. It's got to be really good to get a 5. All right, Ghoulish Alchemist. 2 mana, 3/2. Battlecry, your next concoction costs 0. Undead. So this card is another one of those where it's like, it's fine. When it hits on like let's say a double concoction, it's going to be absolutely broken. All right? Like, if you're able to get 2 concoctions in hand, combine them, and then play effectively, 6 mana worth of stuff for free. It's insane. Yeah, and it lasts permanently, right? It's your next concoction, right? I think it's quite good. The permanent effect makes it a lot better. If it was just like that turn or up through your next turn or something, yeah, it should be quite good. What do you guys think? You guys think only a 3? Oh man, I feel like it's got to be at least a 3.5. No, I think it's got to be at least a 3.5. That's it. When that works, it will be crazy tempo, no? I don't know if it's quite a 4, because you do need concoction cards, and there's a lot of cards that aren't, but I think 3.5 is fair. All right. Potion Belt. 2 mana, discover 2 concoctions. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm excited to play Rogue. This looks fun. The concoctions just look fun. So, let's see. The best time to play this, I think, is going to be... You're going to want to probably play this on, like, turn 5. I guess you could play it on turn 2. It's kind of fine. And just try to go for, like, a deal 3 damage one plus, like, something else. Yeah, this card's probably okay to play at almost any time. Yeah, really good. What do you guys think? 4.5. Yeah, it combines them. It does, because I'm assuming it will combine them, right? From what people were saying, as soon as you have 2 in your hand, they auto combine. So, yeah. 5. Ooh, 5. Ooh, I don't know about 5. I think it's the Dreads Classic here. I don't think it's quite a 5. But I think this one's a Dreads Classic 4.5. Yep. All right. Potion Master Putricide. Dude, okay, I don't mean to be a hater, but why do they always bring Putricide back? Does anyone actually really like Putricide? I don't know. I remember Putricide's come back to Hearthstone multiple times. And every time they bring back Putricide, I'm like, who the fuck likes Putricide? I mean, if you guys do, I'm fine. That's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm sure some people do, but I just have never seen Putricide on any card and been like, oh, wow, that's so cool. I love this card because, this character just doesn't do it for me. Okay, anyhow. 2 mana, 1/4 undead. After a minion dies, add a concoction to your hand. Oh, wow. So, again, it's a legendary card. Pretty crazy snowball. Right? Like, you play this, and then, you know, it's like a Cult Master, but way, 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 way better, right? Oh, yeah, and it's after a minion. In my head, I auto thought it was your minions. After a minion. So even if you trade off your opponent's minions. Oh, geez. Oh, man. This is going to be really good, right? Is this going to be a 5? Like, you just make 2... Let's say you have 2 minions on your board and you trade into 2 on theirs. That's 4 concoctions, so you get 2 mixed concoctions. That's pretty insane, right? Concoction upon concoction upon concoction. All of the concoction. 4.5, I think. Listen, we can't do the Dread Special for everyone. We're going to give it a 5. I think this one's pretty sick. We can't always do the Dread Special. I like it. I mean, I wish it wasn't Putricide. I wish it was any other character for the card, but I like the card. All right. Gotta keep drinking water. My voice is going low. Okay. Rotten Rodent. 2 mana, 2/1 Undead Beast. Battlecry, reduce the cost of all Death Rattle cards in your deck by 1. Wait, hold on. Wait, what is this? Is this a... Wait. What is this card? Is it a rogue card? What is the color? Hold on. Am I crazy? Oh, it is a rogue card. Okay, I don't know why my brain started... I don't know why it just... The dual class thing kind of broke my brain and then it looked different, but then I went back here and it was the same portrait, so I guess I'm just going crazy. But these look different. No? Is that the same? Maybe it's the same. I don't know. It looks different to me. Something about this, it just weirded me out. And also, I thought we were at a higher mana cost than 2, so my brain also started thinking we were going to like a new class or like a new subset of cards. Anyhow, moving on. 2 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, reduce the cost of all Death Rattle cards in your deck by 1. So this card sucks. Right? It sucks. It's a turd. Hi, Aries. Turd rodent. Bad. 1.5 garbage. All right. Keck W. He's trying his best. Well, his best isn't good enough. Vile Apothecary. 3 mana, 2/4 undead. At the end of your turn, add a random concoction to your hand. I'm down. I mean, I don't know. I think concoctions are going to be really strong. Obviously, you want to get 2 of them, but this is, to me, as a 3-drop, I don't really want to have to play on turn 3. But, yeah, I like it. What do you guys think? A 4? If it was a 3/4, I think it's like a 4.5 easy. Feel like it's a 4. Just because it's a 2/4 now. Chat seems kind of split. I think 4 is pretty good. Some people are 3.5, some people are 4.5. I think 4 is pretty good for it. I'll be taking it like every time, regardless of how good it is. Because the thing is, even if it dies, you get 1 concoction, right? So even if it like immediately dies, I don't think that's that bad. Just playing a 3-mana 2/4, get a concoction. I don't think that's terrible. All right, Noxious Infiltrator. 4-mana 2/5, poisonous. Battle cry, if a friendly undead died after your last turn, deal 1 damage to a minion. Hold on. What is going on here? Battle cry, if a friendly undead died after your last turn, deal 1 damage to a minion. All right, so if an undead died on your side, then you were able to, and it's after your last turn, so again, you could trade off on your turn, then you just get an assassinate on a stick, correct? Wait, do you get to choose, chat? Or is it random? Deal 1 damage to a minion. Do you get a pick? It seems like you get a pick, right? Yeah, you choose. Yeah, because it doesn't say like random. Pretty good. I mean, even if you... I mean, the thing about this card is like, even if you aren't able to trigger the battle cry, it's not that bad, right? Because it's a 4-mana 2/5 poisonous, which... Yeah, it's like Venomancer, but 1 less mana, which makes a big difference. I think this card's great. I think it's great. I mean, this card's an easy 5 when it triggers. How likely are we to trigger? So how many of these are undeads? Where are we getting other undeads? So all of these cards are undeads, by the way. Does Nax have a lot of undeads? Because they went back and added a bunch of undeads, right? That one's not. Because I'm considering giving it a 5 if you're going to have a lot of undeads, but that's probably not correct. It's probably like a 4.5. Oh, shit. I just skipped ahead. Go back. All the cards look the same. Frozen Throne has a lot? Okay. It's also Power Creep. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a 5-mana 2/5 Venomancer is the name of the card. 4? Dude, I don't know. You guys think it's only a 4? 4-mana 2/5 poisonous. And some percentage of the time, it's like one of the most broken cards ever printed. I think this is an easy 4.5. And some of my 4.5s, you might be like, oh, is that really a 4.5? Because you give so many things 4.5. But this is a solid 4.5, like right in the middle of 4.5's 4.5, okay? All right. Scourge Illusionist. 4-mana 4/4. Undead. Look, another undead. Death Rattle. Add a 4/4 copy of another Death Rattle minion in your deck to your hand. It costs 4 less. Ooh. Wait, this thing seems pretty broken, right? Because even if you hit... This card mitigates the chance of hitting like a crappy drop because it turns it into a 4/4. And you could high roll it and hit like a really good Death Rattle and like still get it. This seems great, right? I mean, obviously, there's a chance you don't have Death Rattles. So we'd have to go and see like how many Death Rattles there are going to be on average. But in Arena, normally you get a few. I think it's pretty rare these days to not have a decent number. 2-mana 4/4 Bone Drake. Yeah. I mean, the 4/4 copy of the determined in your deck, it costs 4 less. Oh, so if it's a really big drop, then it would be... So in my head, I was thinking it would always be free. But it's not that case. So the best use of this card is to hit on something that's 4 mana or less. And then it's free. But yeah, if you hit like a Bone Drake, then it costs 1 mana or whatever, right? Still pretty insane. Uh-oh, chat. Is it a 4.5? Chat's already saying it. This isn't even me. Chat's already saying it. I think it is. It feels like a 4.5. No, easy 4.5. I would say this card, is this card better or worse than the last 4.5? They're different. I don't want to compare them. You don't always have to compare your children, okay? You don't. They're both good. Okay, on to Shaman. Water time. Shamalama ding dong. All right, you a 4.5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Scourge Troll. 1 mana, 1/3 undead. Death Rattle. Wait, Death Rattle is given to this minion trigger twice? Wait, what? Can someone explain to me like what this is trying to do? Shaman has things that give things death rattles or something, or what's going on here? I'm sure there's something. Look at the 2-drop. Or 2-cost spell. Deathweaver Aura. 2 mana. Give a minion death rattle. Summon 2/3/2 zombies. Overload 1. Okay, yeah, I remember this card now. Ah, I see. So the idea is you play this on 1, and then you play that on 2. It is a common, so you actually see this card a lot. This one is, what's the other one? Is it a common too? Oh no, it's an epic. Okay. Anyhow, I mean, it's basically just a 1 mana 1/3, right? Like the vast majority of the time. Like this is probably the only combo. I mean, how many other combos are there? I guess there's some other stuff with it. I still feel like good luck, right? And they silence it. I don't know. I mean, I think this is whatever a 1/3 is. Maybe a little bit upside. Is it a 3? I just don't think you're going to be able to pop off with, you know, whatever perfect situation, right? There's too many other cards in the pool, and it's like, yeah. It's too situational. All right. But this card, I think, is very good. Deathweaver Aura. 2 mana, shadow spell. Give a minion death rattle, summon 2/3/2 zombies, overload 1. I think this is good, right? So it's basically 3 mana for 2/3/2s. That's pretty solid, right? It's pretty solid. So like, how are you going to oftentimes use this? You're going to play a 2-drop, and then you're going to play this on turn. Maybe you like coin a 2 and then hope it sticks, and then play this on it or something. I think it'll always be somewhat useful, right? What do you guys think? Like a 4? 3.5, 4? Thinking about the other cards that summon, like there's other cards like summon a copy of the minion or whatever. Maybe 2/3/2s isn't that insane. All right, we'll go with the 3.5. I think it's like 3.5 to 4. Seems fine. Shadow Suffusion. 3 mana, give your 3 mana shadow spell. Give your minions death rattle, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. And now this one seems kind of shit, right? This one seems kind of crap. Are they, or for the last one, are they undead? I don't know. Yes, they are. Look, there's a Drakari zombie. This one doesn't seem good, right? Hey, Watcher, hello. Yeah, this one goes, because it can go face, and then you need to have multiple minions to make use of it. Like, you probably need like 3 minions for it to be worth it. And sometimes 2 would be okay, but not a big fan of it. I feel like this one's below average. I guess there is a situation where you have totems on the board and you have a bunch of shitters. And then it's actually a decent amount of damage on the board. Maybe it's not that bad. Because I know, like, the volatile skeletons are always so annoying, you know, from Mage. Deathborn, those things, just they do so much damage either to your face or to the board. This is kind of a similar thing, right? If you play a style that favors being on the board, it could be okay. Okay, maybe it's all right. What do you guys think? I was going to give it below average, but maybe it's like a 3. You still have to have a board for it, so it might still be below average, actually. But the payoff isn't terrible. All right, we'll stick with a 3. We'll stick with a 3. That's fine. Okay, Unliving Champion. 3 mana, 3/2 undead. Battlecry: if a friendly undead died after your last turn, summon 2/3/2 zombies. Oof. So if you do trigger it, you get 3/3/2 zombies for 3. That's good. That's really good. But again, it's like, how often will you trigger it? I'm not really sure. Like, all these undead cards, it's kind of an unknown. We'll know very quickly after like the first day or two of playing how often you'll actually, like, how valuable this undead dying stuff is. But yeah, as just giving this like an overall rating, is it like a 2.5 maybe? No, we'll go with a 2.5. Yeah, it's very difficult to rate. Again, like, I think just, it's another one where I like, sometimes when they're hard to rate, is I'd say, okay, if you do have a deck with a lot of synergy for it, it can be great. You shouldn't like be afraid to take this card if you have the right deck for it. But as an overall score, I don't think it's like a high score, Yeah, and also we just don't know what the offering rates will be like too. So, all right, prescience. Is that right, or is it pre-science? How the hell do you say it? Pre-science or prescience? 4 mana shadow spell. Draw 2 minions for each that costs 5 or more. Summon a 2/3 spirit with taunt. So they're starting to get too much text on these cards. Okay, draw 2 minions for each that costs 5 or more. Summon a 2/3 spirit with taunt. So you want to use this to pull expensive spells. Sorry, expensive minions. I'm dumb. Yeah, I got it. We're good. Whenever I see chat going kind of like I see it moving fast, I know I said something stupid. But in Arena, like, how often are you going to draw a card that costs 5 or more from minions? On average, I would guess this gives you 1. Right? So 4 mana, draw 2 minions, and I think drawing minions is probably worse than just a regular draw most of the time, right? So I think this card's probably like below average. Because oftentimes you'll just hit like 2/2 drops and you're like, oh, great, right? So, yeah. And not being able to draw spells or weapons just feels like a downside to me. So, I think this card's kind of poop. Go with a 2. Harkener of Dread. Wait, another Dread card. Wow. They really feature me in their cards a lot. Do you think they like me, chat? Do you think Hearthstone likes me and features me a lot? Cool. 5 mana, 2/2 undead. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a 6/6 undead with taunt. Yeah, this card's going to be pretty annoying. This card should be pretty annoying because it's, it's split stats, but it's effectively 8/8 of taunt. Which will be annoying, right? Obviously, it can be silence. So we do get back the 3/4 tradable silence, don't we? I think when we briefly just kind of flipped through the cards that we're turning. I think we do get that back, and we also get Potion of Madness back too. Also, is Shadow Madness staying? I think people were saying that Shadow Madness wasn't leaving either. So this is one of those cards where it's like, like most of the time it's good, but there is some risk involved. Gets silenced, you instantly lose. If it gets stolen, you instantly lose. So, yeah. But I think it's probably still above average, like slightly above average. Is silence and still lose? It depends what silence, right? So if they play the 3/4 silence, it feels pretty bad. If they're playing like an owl or something, it probably doesn't feel that bad. So maybe insta lose isn't right. They still have to play it to counter it, and a lot of the silences don't have the best stats. I think it's still above average, but I'm just thinking about how much. Maybe it's like a 3.5. Like if you weren't worried about silence or those things or stealing, then maybe it's more like a 4 to 4.5. But what do you guys think? My initial thought after thinking about it is 3.5 to 4. Maybe I go a little bit on the lower side. Are we scared? Are we fearful? Or no fear? No fear. Man, I really like how taunts on both sides of it, though. It's pretty good. It's going to be hard to deal with. You guys want to go? Okay, fine. We'll go 4. We'll upgrade it a little bit. Boom. Let me upgrade ya. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Look, I got punished with a cough. All right, Rotgill. 5 mana, 3/6 undead Murloc. Legendary. Battlecry, give your other minions death rattle, give your minions +1/1. Oh god, this is annoying, no? So obviously the stats on it are kind of shit, right? It's a 5 mana 3/6, but that effect is so annoying because if your opponent has to trade, or you have to trade into your opponent's minions, every time you kill a minion, you buff, right? Then you kill another minion and you get another mass buff. 5 mana 3/6 is pretty bad, but I think it's pretty good. One of those win more cards. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, even if you just hit this on, let's see, what's the sweet spot? I feel like even if you just hit this on like 2 minions, it's not that bad. And if you hit it on 3+, it's probably insane. Because then, you know, every time you kill something, because this thing can also get buffed. Obviously, people want to kill this first, and not things that have the buff, but you know what I mean, right? I think it's a card that, like, can close out games for sure. I just feel like it's one of those things where they play it, and they just have some leftover minions and some shitters on the board, and it's not like a crazy board or anything. Or they play like a 2-drop and totem into this, like, so. I don't know, like, even if you play it like as a late game bomb, like, yeah, let's say 2-drop totem, play this. Even on an empty board, that's a lot of shit that someone has to deal with. I think it's pretty good. 4? 4? 5? 4.5? It's not a 5. 4? 4.5? Man, it's a win condition. What do you guys think? Reduce the value on the coming turns if your minions don't die. Yeah. I mean, I just like that I just think it's going to be if you're not losing horribly, the only way that it's going to be not that great is, but actually, even if your opponents ignore it, all right? Yeah, that's a good point. Even if your opponents, like, ignore your minions on the board, then you get to play more minions and then buff those as well. Oh, yeah, I actually think it's really good. Because it basically I'm going to go with the 4.5, the Dreads Classic. Because it forces them to deal with it or kill you, like, immediately. Because the stats are going to add up so quickly if they don't, like, just start to clear it immediately. So, all right, we'll hit it with the 4.5. It's a cool card. I like it. All right, Blightblood Berserker. 8 mana, 3/8 undead. Taunt, Lifesteal, Reborn. Hold on. So it's Taunt and Lifesteal and Reborn. And then Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. Man, that thing is going to be annoying. Because, like, you're going to have to dodge the 3 damage. Could kill something that you want. Lifesteal on 8 health of Taunt. And then you also get a Reborn after it. We do get silences in the meta. I mentioned we have... so the tradable silence, I believe, is coming back. Because we saw the rotation. I believe that's coming back. 8 mana, though. Yeah, but again, I don't think 8 mana is that bad, given it has Taunt on both parts of it, right? So, like... Yeah, the damage will also be lifesteal too. Yeah. So it's going to heal for a ton. I mean, would I take this or what was the card? The Torghast Custodian? I think I'd like Torghast Custodian more than this, but that card's broken. The one that gains, like, Divine Shield, Rush, and all that stuff. I think that card's better than this, but I still think this card's good, right? Four? Maybe like a 4. Like, it does get very punished by silence or, you know, poly or whatever, because it doesn't do something immediately when it's played. But if you don't have one of those things, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. I think 4 is probably fair. All right, Overlord Dracura. 9 mana, 6/8. Legendary card. Rush, Wind Fury. After this attacks and kills a minion resurrected on your side. Oh, God. That's fun. So you can just, like, send it. You have to be the one attacking with it for it to res, but yeah, you could, like, clean up a lot of minions. If you play in the right time where you can, like, kill 2 things, have it die, and then, like, kill another thing or whatever, it's pretty good, right? 6/8 isn't the best stat line, but yeah, it's pretty insane. Wait, it needs to... Wait. What do you mean it has to survive to resurrect? After this attacks and kills a minion, resurrect on your side. Oh, after... Oh, wait, does it? After this attacks and kills a minion. After. I'm not... do we know, chat? That is... To me, that doesn't... That reads as... I don't think we have confirmation. Since it's after, yes. Think it has to live. Think it will still trigger. Oh, wait. Wait. We're thinking about this wrong. I think you... Wait. After... Wait, so it doesn't specify. It's not our fault. This should specify better, right? Is it resurrecting this minion, or is it resurrecting the minion that you kill? It's not clear. After this attacks and kills a minion, resurrect it on your side. But it could be either, no? Is it referring to this or the minion? It's the minion you kill, but it's not clear, right? Why is it clear? After this attacks and kills a minion, resurrect it on your side. How do you know what it is referring to? Is it because it's second, so it has to be referring to that? Okay, fine. I initially was thinking it was resurrecting this thing. But I actually think it's better with this way, right? So you're guaranteed to get, like, at least... I'm trying to think about the best way to use it. You're going to, like, want to kill off, like, a little shit or just, like, something left over, but you resurrect, like, the original copy of it, right? Yeah, I think it does matter a lot whether you get the resurrection if it lives. I think you guys... I believe the way it's going to work is it has to live. After this attacks and kills a minion, because if it dies, then you no longer will get it, right? But it still should be good. You use it to kill, even if you don't get a res of the second one. If you kill 2 things, it's probably fine, right? So, what do you guys think? 4.5? Still good. Anytime you can clear stuff and then add stuff to your side, it's pretty good. Oh. It's an ongoing effect. Even if it kills any minion, you get them on your side, even if it dies. Okay, well, I guess we don't know, right? It's QA5. If it doesn't get... It doesn't have to live. Yeah, I mean, I think if it doesn't have to live, it probably is a 5. So I don't really know which one it is. People are saying some of both things, so... I'll stick with a 4.5. That's fine. On to the next one. We done with Shaman? From the other side. How's that voice, chat? From the other side. From the other side. 10 mana. Shadow spell. Summon a copy of each minion in your hand. They attack random enemy minions and die. Wait, what? This is awful, no? Wait, summon a copy. Oh, so it doesn't pull them. They attack random enemy minions, then die. So in like the best case, it's like a twisting nether, right? That's the best case. Not entirely. Because you could have some minions on your board and then play this and then board clear and keep your minions. So it's not, in the best case, it's like keep your Yeti and whatever. Your Yeti and your Boulderfist Ogre in this meta. And then clear all their stuff. I don't know. I still think it's a little bit weird. If it did this effect but didn't die at the end of the turn, then it would be pretty broken. Yeah, sure. There's like Stormborn General, or there's some cards that could synergize with it. But overall, right, it's like, probably like a 2. It's still a board clear, but it's so expensive too. 10 mana. Oh man, seems pretty bad. Dredge's got her getting started over. Most definitely not. But we can start with Warlock for you. How about that? Warlock time, drop a dime, so sublime, grab the lime, here come rhymes. We don't have much time. Eat your chicken with thyme. And pay with a lot of dimes. Alright. Devourer of Souls. 1 mana, 1/3 undead. Legendary card. After a friendly minion dies, gain its death rattle. Huh. It's kind of a cute card. Again, it's a legendary and it's a 1 mana, 1/3. You probably won't be taking it a whole lot, but is there synergy with this card? I'm sure there is. Trigger a friendly minion's death rattle, then destroy it. So someone give me the TLDR on this card. For Arena, I don't think it's going to be that great, but what is the idea with this card and constructed? How does it work? I think a 1 mana, 1/3 is probably like a 2.5 to 3, so maybe I'll give it a 3. But what is the idea of it? No one knows. Card for Devour. Leper Gnome OTK. It's a mystery. You draft this with Death Rolls and bounce, I guess. All right. What's next? Shallow Grave. 2 mana. Trigger a friendly minion's death rattle, then destroy it. What? I don't know how to give reviews to these cards because I don't. Hold on, let me click through a little bit. Dude, these Warlock cards don't look. Oh, an egg activator? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so how many eggs are in the meta? Because then you get two 4/4s, let's say, if you use it on the 4/4 summon, which is pretty nuts. But in almost every other situation, it's kind of. I mean, you could have big death rattles where it's okay, right? Like maybe you play it on. Do we have the Death Lord coming back? The 5/7 that summons a 5/5, so you could like hit into something with the 5/7 and then trigger it on it, and then like, you know what I mean? I still think it's below average, but yeah. Okay, we'll go with 1.5. Bomb Squad synergy. Yeah, great. Scourge Supplies. 3 mana. Draw 3 cards. Choose 1 to discard. I just don't really like draw on Warlock. It's not a bad card. Like, it's basically Arcane Intellect, but you draw 3 because you get to pick which one you don't want to have, right? Maybe it's not draw 3, draw 2.5 or something, because you curate your draw a little bit. I've just never been a huge fan of draw. You guys think, wow, you guys really like this card? I don't think it's all that great. I like it, those discard synergy. How much discard synergy you can actually make like work in Arena though? Every time there's discard synergy, you never pull it off. Like literally ever. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a lot. Slay the Spire card. It's pretty mediocre. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really do much for me. I'm okay with like a 3, but I don't know. And that's only because there's the chance that you get discard synergy. Not a huge fan of it. I just rather tap for cards and have cards that like are good tempo in Warlock. That's normally how I like to play it, but all right. But maybe we'll see a bunch of discard synergy and we'll regret that. And maybe we'll even go back and change it. Dun, dun, dun. Probably not, but maybe. Walking Dead. 3 mana, 2/5, undead. Taunt. If you discard this minion, summon it. If you discard this minion, summon it. Okay, so there's some synergy. Boom, instantly. I mean, this is fine. Right? 3 mana, 2/5 taunt's fine. It's like okay. 3? What do you guys think? 3, 3.5? I don't know if it's a 3.5. I would rather have a 3/4 than a 2/5, but maybe there's enough discard synergy to justify being slightly above average. 5 for flavor text. Watch out for the Scourge. Carl! Oh, it's a Walking Dead reference. Haha. Aha. All right, I'll go with the 3. Walking Dead because the card is named Walking Dead. I get it. Twisted Tether. 4 mana shadow spell. Destroy a minion. Give its stats to a random undead in your hand. Could we not? Could we, like, not do this? I mean, again, I don't know, like... It's like the Righteous Defense, right? It's like the same fucking thing. I hate those cards. This is worse than Righteous Defense, because Righteous Defense doesn't have to be an undead. But it's just so dumb. Like, why do we have to have cards that suck a bunch of stats, so already negate a threat, and then make a huge threat in your hand? I just hate these kind of cards. They're like way too swingy. But yeah, I mean, at least the thing about this one is you have to have an undead. So if you don't have an undead, then it's only assassinate. Oh no, wow, that sucks. Oh, I'm so sad for you. This one's got to be a 5. And I'm saying that even with not knowing how much undead stuff there will be. Like, Warlock can tap for cards. We've already seen some card draw. So if this hits on any undead, it's insane broken. So yeah, that one's good. I just hate these cards. I don't want more cards like that. All right, Amorphous Slime. 5 mana, 5/3. Battlecry, discard a random undead. Death Rattle, summon a copy of it. All right, so the idea is you hit this on that 3-drop or something. 5 mana, 5/3 though. I guess it's not too bad, because even if you don't hit any discard synergy, you're still going to get the Death Rattle, right? Unless it gets silenced or whatever. So a 5 mana 5/3 with Death Rattle, let's say on average summon a 2/5. You think that's a high roll? A 5 mana 5/3 summon a 2/5 is pretty good. That's probably what, like a 4.5 or something? Oh, unless you discard nothing. True. So if you don't have any undeads, then it's a 5 mana 5/3, which is terrible. So again, another card that's hard to give an overall rating to. What do you guys think? 3? Just give it an average rating because we're not sure. Oh, God. If you hit an undead, I guess, but then you also lose a card in hand. So you gain the Death Rattle, but unless you hit one of these like summon cards, you still lose a card in hand. Okay, I still think it's below average. Now that I think about it. 2.5. 2.5. All right. How do I pronounce this one? Savage. Oh, God. Okay, that's not the name of it. Savage Emerjar? Emerjar? How'd I do? Savage Emerjar. 5 mana, 7/7 undead. Rush, Battlecry, discard 2 cards. How is it? Was it really bad? Was my pronunciation terrible? Savage Immergard. Immergard? No way that's Immergard. What? How is it Ermergard? It's Ymirjr. How is that Ermergard? What? That makes no sense. Your pronunciation of savage was spot on. All right, anyhow, how good is this card? 5 mana, 7/7, rush, battlecry, discard 2 cards. So it's a Doomguard that can't go face but has better stats. This one really feels like it depends on the deck, doesn't it? Like if you're a zoo deck, this card feels good. If you have no cards in hand, then it's just a 5 mana 7/7 rush, which is nuts. If you discard a couple of big cards, it doesn't feel great. But what do you guys think? Yeah, there's also some discard synergies. I think it's a good card. But it depends, right? This feels pretty bad, you think? I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what kind of a deck you have. 2 discard is a lot. I guess if you're discarding 2 and have no synergy with it, that feels pretty bad. Very good with the 5/3 card. Yeah. Four because it enables other cards as well. Yeah, but again, it's like in Arena, how often are you gonna actually pull off all that synergy? Pretty good for Fister Warlock. I mean, I always do enjoy a good fisting. Doomguard was only good because of face. That is partially true. Yeah, if you were playing Doomguard and trading with it, it never felt that great, right? Interesting. But this has better stats. It's a 7/7 compared to a 5/7, right? Four mana 5/5 discard the highest cost card is much better. You think? I don't know. This is a lot better stats than that because it's a 5 mana 7/7 versus a 4 mana 5/5. And sometimes the discard the highest cost card felt bad because that might be like your big finisher or something. Anyhow, it's an interesting card. I think it's... I want to say it's like slightly above average, but I could be wrong. I just feel like it's a lot of tempo. And it's also about how I like to play Warlock. I feel like you can play like a, like a Zooey Warlock, and it's not too bad. So 3.5, is that crazy? You guys all think it's below average? I'm going to go with a 3.5. I like tempo. Tempo good. Tempo good. Savage Ermergard. How the hell is it Ermergard? Ermergard. What the hell? All right, Soul Barrage. 5 mana. When you play or discard this, deal 6 damage randomly split among all enemies. What the hell? It's a new fist? Oh, but it's randomly split. It's not? It's not? Oh, everyone was trolling me with Ermergard? Wait, what? Okay. Oh, no, this isn't split. Wait. So, we got too many trolls going on in chat. Were you guys trolling me about your Marjar? Or are you trolling me about the randomly split? Which troll is going on in chat right now? Your Margard, or randomly split? Both? 5 mana Shadow Spell. When you play or discard this, deals 6 damage randomly split. It says randomly split. It literally says it. 6 damage randomly split among all enemies. It's bad though, right? Is it bad? Hold on. Let me think. Don't jump to conclusions. My mama always told me that. It can go face. It sucks. In my head, I was thinking, oh, if it doesn't go face, then you could actually use it for single-sided board clears. It might not be that bad. But it can go face, which makes it like, you aren't going to be able to just like guarantee board clears, right? Yeah. Like obviously, you want to discard this. That's the whole idea behind this card is you discard it and then you get free damage. But in Arena, it's like, I think it's pretty shit. Like a 2? I'm going to go with a 2. The Emirja reads like Wymirar. It's okay. I can't do it. We have to move on from the... I'll never pronounce it correctly, but I appreciate you trying. Thank you. Infantry Reanimator. 6 mana, 4/4. Battle cry, resurrect a friendly undead, give it reborn. Whoa. So it doesn't have to be one that, like, it can have died at any time in the game, right? No, I don't think you get a pick. I think it's just like a, you get what you get. But you get reborn on it, which is pretty good. Like, the fact that you get a minion plus, like, a half of a minion or something. Not too bad, right? What do you guys think? What's with people stampling 4.5 and everything? It's a meme because they think I only give 4.5s out, even though I'm a very balanced card reviewer that gives out a bunch of different reviews. And, you know, takes each card individually and objectively. And yeah, but they like to meme me. Are there any good death rattle undeads? I mean, really, it's more about, like, for me, it's just about good stats, right? Either good death rattles or just good stats on it. I think this card is actually okay. Because you get a 4/4 body, and then you get a pretty sick effect. And you don't need to have a ton of undeads for it to be good. Like, just as long as it hits on something, I think it's okay. And if you hit a good hit, then it can be, like, absolutely broken. So I think it's pretty good. Like a 4. Actually. All right. Darkon Drathier. 8 mana, 6/6 undead. Lifesteal. At the end of your turn, deal 6 damage to the enemy hero. What do you guys think? So you have the lifesteal means it's good for, like, racing, right? Obviously, you need to be able to kill it, otherwise it's going to be a lot of damage. So it's like you get a fireball to their face and a 6/6 body for 8. And then if they don't kill it, you get to do it again. Lifesteal's a warlock, sign me up. Yeah, I not an amazing ledger. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's, like, a good card. Like, good, but not great. Like, there will be times where you play this, it does the 6 damage, and they just kill it. But then even then, the body has healing too. So you're going to get probably minimum 12 healing if you need it. It's not bad, right? And it could be a finisher. Okay. Coming around a little bit. There's also a chance you heal for even more than that, but what do you guys think? A 4? 3.54? It's probably a 4. That's a lot of damage and healing. I don't know if it's quite a 4.5 for me, though, because there's some times where it's like, if you're at full health or whatever and you play it and it just smorks and then just kind of dies, it's like, eh. But I think a 4 is probably fair. All right. Warrior time. Here we go. 1 mana, 1/3, Sun Fury Champion. After you cast a fire spell, deal 1 damage to all minions. What are the fire spells? Are there any? I mean, in Arena, it's probably just a 1 mana, 1/3. It's also epic, so you won't see it that much, but I'm sure there are some, but you're going to be able to actually combo this. Click next. Blazing Power. Give a minion +1/1. Repeat for each damage friendly character. So there's at least one. Another one. Summon 2 1/2 guards with taunt. Give them okay, so there are going to be some. I don't know. I mean, it's still like most of the time you're just going to be playing it as a 1-drop, and it's like whatever. But sure, if you get a few fire spells, it could be great. You know what we're going with this one, chat. This one's a 3. I just don't, like, epic cards are so, you don't see them very often, so it's like putting a lot of thought into how good it is. It's like, you're gonna barely see it. When you do, how often will you have it with one of these other cards in it? It's like, I don't know. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's a controllable effect. I think, you know, an AoE is powerful, so it's not a bad card, but I just think the chances that you have that card with fire spells in hand is pretty low. All right, Blazing Power. 2 mana, give a minion +1/+1, repeat for each damage-friendly character. This feels too hard to make work, doesn't it? Like, you need to... So it counts your face. So you're probably going to be able to get +2/2 most of the time. 2 mana for +2/2. If you're lucky, maybe you get +3/3. +3/3 isn't bad. It's okay. It's sort of like a 2. You know, it's got combo potential. The idea is you whirlwind or whatever, and then, you know, everything's damaged, and then you get like +6/6 or whatever. But on average, it's kind of like, yeah, Paladin, Ring of Courage. Yeah, Ring of Courage is way better than this, though, right? I think Ring of Courage is a lot better. All right. Embers of Strength. 2 mana, summon 2, another fire spell. 2 mana, summon 2 1/2 guards with taunt. Mana thirst 6, give them +1/2. So how good is 2 2/4s with taunt? I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty good. What do you guys think? If you play it, I guess even if you play it, didn't we have a card like this for Druid that gave you 2 1/2s? And it was actually not bad. It's a different class that makes more use of like being on the board, but didn't we have a card like that, or am I misremembering? Wasn't there a card that like gave you a similar stat line? And it was okay. Yeah, Thorngrove Sentries. Yeah. And this is that, but it also has the upside of if you play it later on, it's really good, huh? Yeah, I kind of like it. Like 3.54-ish. 2 4s. It's not, that's irrelevant. 4? 3.5? I'm gonna go with a 4. Maybe that's a little bit high, but taunt is also always pretty valuable, and I'd be pretty happy to play a 4-drop plus this on turn 6. Just a lot of stats, no? Yeah. I mean, I know that Druid has board bust, which makes the card better for them. That was why it was good, because it worked with board bust. But still, I don't think it's bad. And in Warrior. Okay, Azvedon the Grand Shield. 3 mana, 3/3. Battlecry casts a copy of the last spell your opponent played. What the hell is this card? What a troll card. It's a legendary. What the hell? I mean, it's very hard to give an overall rating for this card. Your opponent has to have played a spell. It has to be a good spell. And does it cast a copy? Does that mean you get a target with it, or is it random? Like, let's say your opponent casts a fireball. Like, do you get a pick where it goes, or no? How does that work? It's random? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's not very good then. Sure, yeah. Have them cast Rune, and then you get to cast Rune. Yeah. Okay, probably a below average card then, right? 3 mana, 3/3 is kind of eh. I guess I mean, is it that bad though? You get a body and maybe a spell. It might not be that bad. I'm gonna go with a 2.5. I don't think I'm willing to make it an average card, but Assassinate or something though might not be too bad. Things that are like targeted for the enemy aren't that bad, right? There's a few things that are like that. Or Discover, our card draw. Maybe it's actually not that bad. No? Coin makes it a 2 mana 3/3. Kind of, but you have to have mana to play it first, right? So it's like a 2 mana 3/3, but you have to have 3 mana to start. Snipers will coin last. You know what? I'm actually going to go with a 3. I've talked myself up. I feel like you can choose when to play it. Card draw, fine. One single target thing's fine. AoE, fine. I think that's actually okay. I don't think it's that bad. All right. Last Stand. 4 mana, draw a taunt minion, double its stats. It's too expensive, right? I think it's too expensive. Like, you need to hit on a really big minion and then it just gets removed and you just lose. Yeah. Yeah, it costs 4 mana. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Is it lower than a 2? I mean, you get the stats on a big thing. How much is drawing a card? How much is drawing a Taunt Moon? Would you pay 2 mana to draw Taunt Minion? Probably not. Okay, fine. We'll go 1.5. All right, fine. You guys really hate it. Fine. Okay, I guess. Light of the Phoenix. 4 mana, draw 2 cards. Costs 1 less for each damage-friendly character. Draw 2 cards. Costs 1 less for each damage-friendly character. So again, your face counts as 1. Okay, so it's probably going to be at least Arcane Intellect. That's not too bad. And if one more thing is damaged on your side, then 2 mana, draw 2. It's okay. What do you guys think? 3.5-ish type card? It's fine. Warrior does need card draw way more than a class like Warlock or whatever. Three? I'll go with a 3. That seems fair. I bet you this looks Pog in Golden, by the way. It's like Pyros or something coming through there. Looks cool. Same thing with this one. All these like Firebirds are probably really cool in Golden. Sunfire Smithing. 4 mana, fire spell. Equip a 4/2 sword. Give a random minion your hand. Sorry, what? What do you mean give a random minion your hand plus 4/2? Dude, I don't get these cards. Why do you get like a good tempo weapon and then you also just get random bunch of stats? So stupid. Yeah, I mean, this is a 5, right? Easily. Like, True Silver's still fine, and plus 4/2 is just good, right? Yeah, I mean, it's like 4.5 to 5. Sometimes the stats will be on something that won't really matter, but that's a lot of stats. I think it will matter most of the time. I think it's at least a 4.5. What do you guys think? Maybe this one, it's probably a 5. Because the ideal scenario, you play it on 4, and then you buff up something, like buff your Pit Fighter up to a what? A 9/8? Oh, God, it's going to be so stupid. Oh, it's going to be so effing stupid. Yeah. Or you land on a 2-drop, you know, a 2/3 becomes a 6/5 for 2. Great. Wonderful. All right. Thori Balor. 4 mana, 4/4 elemental. Rush. Death Rattle, go dormant. Cast a fire spell to revive. Thori Balor? What the hell? This is good, right? I mean, again, it's gated by how many fire spells you have, but a 4 mana, 4/4 rush is just solid. And if you res it just one time, it's insane. If you res it twice, it's super, super broken. Because, it being dormant doesn't matter too much if it has rush. It comes out and immediately will be able to do something. So, show the other Phoenix. Wait, which one? The egg? I only see an egg. These are all the same Phoenixes, right? The same Phoenixes. 4? Probably a 4. Well, I don't know. It might even be like, again, depends on fire spells, but it's easily a 4.5 if you summon it one more time. Maybe a 5. You only know that many fire spells? Okay, we'll stick with 4. We'll stick with 4. This is unplayable, just like Arena. Drizzle, play an Arena run for me, okay, while I'm reviewing. Thank you. Disruptive Spellbreaker. 5 mana, 4/5. At the end of your turn, your opponent discards a spell. This card's so toxic. Like, why? Why is this a thing? It's just gonna feel bad. Like, it's just gonna feel so bad. And sometimes your opponent won't have spells, and it's like, whatever. But this hits like the spell you've been waiting to play the whole game. It feels so stupid. What do you rate it? Like, it's not. I mean, if you hit one spell, then it's probably good, right? It's only a little bit understated, and a 5 mana 4/5 sucks, but you basically pay 1 mana for Keck by a spell. It's probably pretty decent, and if it doesn't hit anything, you know they don't have any spells. And if they can't kill it, it does it again the next turn. Right? So stupid. So if they aren't able to remove it that next turn, then you lose another spell in theory. Oh, God. I think it's probably like a 3.5 to 4 because oftentimes people don't even have spells, but I hate this card. Like, why? I'm sure Construct is the reason, but why? All right, Silver Fury Stalwart. 6 mana, 4/8. Taunt Rush can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Man, they do a lot of these cards now where they give the Rush minions taunt or vice versa or whatever. Kind of interesting. I've noticed that a lot. How good is a 4/8? It's pretty good, right? On turn 6, pretty good. 8 health is a lot. Seems like a 4 maybe. Probably like a 4. Same amount of stats as Warbear for 1 less mana. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. It's like Warbear is still okay, and this is just a cheaper Warbear, right? It's probably at least a 4. All right, let's go with 4. We've had a string of 4s. Wasn't there a 6 mana 4/8 mech that wasn't targetable? Yeah, but it didn't do. It was like the Brilliant Nullifier. It just sat there. This is that, except it actually like does stuff. No, it does things. All right. Okay, chat. It's time for neutrals. I am going to take a piss real quick. If you have been unable to break away from this riveting arena review, you might need to do the same. I'll be right back, and then we'll do neutrals. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, let's go. Is go time. Neutrals coming at you. Arms Dealer. 1 mana, 1/2 undead. All right. So we do want to keep track of how many undeads there are, because a lot of undead synergy. Hopefully there are a lot of neutrals that have undead. 1 mana, 1/2. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. Thanks for the resub. 1 mana, 1/2. After you summon an undead, give it +1 attack. Meh. Feels like a DK card that is in that is like just a neutral, right? Seems kind of eh. So if you're gonna give it an overall score, honestly, probably like 1.5. But for DK, it might be more like a 3 or something. So, yeah. Okay. Banshee. What the heck? Wait, don't we already have Banshee? Oh, no, it's Keening Banshee. Okay, never mind. It's like, you can't use the same card name. That's illegal. That's against the rules. 1 mana, 2/1 undead. Death Rattle. Give a random friendly undead plus 2/1. It's an interesting card. Plus 2/1 is a lot, right? I think the ideal scenario is you play this, and then you play like a 2/3, and then it's pretty sick, right? Then it's like you have a 4/4 or whatever. But yeah, cool card art. I think I'm gonna need this one in golden. Chat. I think I'm going to. But most of the time, it's probably like, you know, just a 1 mana 2/1, which is what, a little bit below average, 2.5 or whatever. But yeah, there's upside if you get like an undead deck. Foul Egg, 1 mana 0/2 undead. Death Rattle, summon a 3/3 undead chicken. Damn, these eggs just keep getting better, right? So a 0/2, but the payoff is a 3/3. Interesting. Yeah, the egg itself is undead. So obviously, you know, you could like play this and that in the same turn or something. Could be kind of awkward. I mean, am I willing to give an egg an above average score? Probably not, right? Even with it being like a better egg. Yes, excellent, Emonyaki. Yes, excellent. Nice. Yeah, I think it's like a 2, maybe a 2.5. A 1-drop makes a big difference, though. I think I'm okay with going a 2.5 on this one, because you can. It feels less bad to play a 1-drop that might not really do much for you compared to a 2-drop. So it's just a less pivotal turn. So rarely works. It does rarely work, but I don't know. Undead buffing. Maybe it'll be. You know, we always say about the eggs. Oh, it's going to be AOE protection XD, even though it like never is. That's fine. Astalor Bloodsworn. 2 mana 2/2. Battlecry, add Astalor the Protector to your hand. Mana thirst 4, deal 2 damage. Okay, so this one we gotta go through the different forms. Add Astalor. So the second form is here. I'll read it out for you guys. 5 mana 5/5. Battlecry, add Astalor the Flamebringer to your hand. Mana thirst 7, gain 5 armor. And then finally, Astalor the Flamebringer, 8 mana 8/8. Battlecry, deal 8 damage, randomly split between all enemies. Mana thirst 10, deal 8 more. So this is insane, right? The final form, it does 16 damage on turn 10. Yeah. Smork. And all of the forms are like okay-ish, right? Like a 2/2 and then a 5/5 and then an 8/8. Like they're not so understated that it's terrible. It seems pretty broken, right? Like a 5. Like that will probably in most games in Arena. You deal 16 either by clearing their whole board or by just killing them directly. So yeah, this seems pretty crazy. You can play the 5/5 and the armor most of the time. Yeah, you can play it whenever it works, right? You don't have to wait till turn 7, at least in Arena. Yep. It's a broken legendary. All right, Bone Flinger. 2 mana 2/3. Undead. Another undead. Battlecry, if a friendly undead died after your last turn, deal 2 damage. Okay, so I'll give it a 3.5. It's a 2 with slight upside. I mean, really good upside if you actually have undeads. These are, all these undead payoff cards hard to grade, but I'll go to 3.5. Coroner. 2 mana 2/2. Battlecry, freeze an enemy minion. Mana thirst 6, silence it first. Okay, so we have this card without the mana thirst already. The Murloc card, right? What's the name of that card? 2 mana 2/2, just Battlecry freeze. Silence. It's a pretty decent silence, right? Yeah, Burlock. There we go. Yeah, Burlock. So it turns 6 onward, and that's oftentimes, honestly, when you want to play a silence. So you could use this for like smorking. Oh man, this card is very good for smorking because you can you could silence a taunt and then it also freezes the taunt. So they can't even like trade back into stuff with it. I actually like this card. No? And even if you have to just tempo it, it's not the worst thing. What do you guys think? It's okay, right? Heck of a smart card. Yeah. Like, I like the duality of being able to silence and freeze. That just seems kind of nasty. But it's like an overall rating. What do you think? 3? 3.5? Thanks, Kingalo. I appreciate you. Thank you. Probably, I think 3 is probably fair. Owl's crying. Yeah, I mean, at least Owl, though, you know, what I will say for Owl is it's always a silence. This you'd have to wait till turn 6 for the silence. But I like the dual function of it. All right. Incorporeal corporal. 2 mana 5/5? 2 mana 5/5 undead. After this minion attacks, destroy it. I think this card's good. I think it's good. What do you guys think? The way I see this card is it's a 2-drop that scales. Like, it's a 2-drop where on turn 2, let's say you trade it with a 3/2, you're like, whatever. But you also have the option to greet it, right? Like, you don't have to trade with it. So you could just play it on turn 2, and like every turn you basically make the decision, is it worth it to take this trade, right? You could wait and in theory kill like a Yeti or whatever, or like wait and kill a spider tank or whatever. I think this is quite strong. Topping it isn't that devastating for 2-drop. Yeah, exactly. Like it has some, you know, some trading power. I like it a lot. Pelican Diver that can't be pinged off. Yeah. It's just like, yeah, it's kind of similar to that. Pelican Diver is a 1-drop, right? But still, similar kind of idea. I think I think it's quite good. What do you guys think? Like a 4? 3.5 or 4? I actually really like it. I think I will go high on this card. It's like there's very little downside to this. I guess I guess there is some downside. If your opponent plays like a little taunt, right? Like the warrior 1/2s or something. Or like an Annoyatron or something, and then it feels pretty bad. But most of the time, it should be pretty good. 3.5-ish. I don't know if I'm willing to quite go a 4, but I think it's still pretty good. You don't get to deal face damage. Yeah, that's true. That is actually true as well. Like if it sticks around, sometimes you stick a 2-drop and just gets to keep hitting them. That's true. Okay, I'm okay with a 3.5. That seems fine. Not too bad. It's a cool design though. I like the idea. All right, Infected Peasant. 2 mana 2/1. Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 undead peasant. Pretty good, right? It's kind of similar to what's it called? It's kind of similar to Grandma. What's the name of the card? Kindly Grandmother, right? Except you get 1 more attack on the front side and 1 less attack on the back side. But I think this is better than Grandmother because I'd rather have like a 2/1 can actually trade into stuff. I actually think this card's pretty solid. Like a 4? Yeah. I think it's a pretty crazy tempo card. Literally Shielded Minibot. Yeah, kind of similar to Shielded Minibot, I guess, in a way. Yeah. Kind of similar. But it has Death Rattle synergy, Undead synergy. So, yeah, I like it. Okay. Umbral Geist. 2 mana 3/1. Undead. Death Rattle, add a random shadow spell to your hand. Oh man, what a Fiesta card. Because it's not just from your class, right? It's just like any shadow spell. What in the hell? I mean, I think it's good, right? I think it's quite good. Cards like this, you know, like there's like the Mage card, the 2 mana 3/1 that you get a spell from your deck. This one's a random spell, but I mean, most shadow spells are probably at least useful, right? What's the best? I mean, there's a lot of good shadow spells. Shadow or Death is the first one that comes to my mind. 3.5-ish, maybe? It does get pinged, but I don't know. I find that even though it gets pinged, that doesn't matter that much. Because it, like, if they're pinged, that's 2 mana on their side, so it's not that bad. Sure, yeah, Potion of Madness is an issue. That's true. Potion of Madness. Yeah, Potion of Madness is going to be annoying, but I still think 3.5 is fair. Oh boy, here we go again. Vrykul Necrolite. How we doing? Vrykul Necrolite. 2 mana, 2/2 undead. Battlecry, give a friendly minion death rattle, summon a 2/2 zombie with rush. With rush. Wow. It's pretty cool, right? Like, as long as you have something on the board, this card's good. And even if you don't have something at the time, you can play it with another card, right? I think it's pretty good. Yeah? I think it's above average. No, it's not like a game-breaking card or anything, but this card is very cool. Very cool. Very cool Necrolite. Stop it, chat. You're terrible. You're actually worse than me. I'm going to go with a 3.5 again. Above average. I like it. I like it like that. You shaking that track. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Movement. Slow motion for me. Sorry. Have to stay sane during the card review. Sometimes we lose a little bit. All right. Amber Whelp. 3 mana, 3/3 dragon. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, deal 3. What is the predecessor to this, chat? Call what it's crying. There was a card that is a 3 mana, 3/3 that deal 2 if you're holding a dragon. What is the name of that? Scale Rider. Yeah, call Scale Rider. And Scale Rider didn't even have the dragon tag. What a noob. So I think this card is quite strong. 3 is a lot. Like, yeah. You know, you can basically kill any 2-drop if you play this on 3. Okay, not any, but most 2-drops. So, yeah. I like it a lot. I mean, obviously it depends on how many dragons you get. It's, you know, again, hard to say, but 4? I think 4 is honestly fair. It could be a lot worse than that, I guess. Like, if you have to tempo a 3 mana 3/3, but I don't know. I like the dragon payoff cards because the dragons are so good, you know? You guys think it's a 3? You think 4 is too high? You guys aren't believers in the dragon synergy? Okay, fine. We'll go 3.5. Raining on my parade. Bunch of dragon haters. How about you just drag these nuts on your face? How about that, dragon haters? Bloody Knight. 3 mana 4/5. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to your hero. It should be very good, right? Like, a 3 mana 4/5 is going to dunk thing. It's like one of those cards where it's very good if you play it on 3, and it's really bad probably if you play it later. Like, in the late game, you'd rather just play like a 3 mana 3/4 and not worry about taking 2 damage every turn. But on turn 3, it's great. Warlock had that 4/5 that dealt 3 to your face when attacking. Yeah, it's kind of a similar card. But this one, like, always deals the damage to your face, you know? You're always taking 2 from this. Sometimes people would just trade into that card. And then sometimes you'd only take the 3. Here, I feel like oftentimes you're going to take 4, which isn't necessarily the end of the world, but 3.5 maybe? It doesn't feel like it should be a 4 to me. I think there's too much downside later on. But on 3, it is good. On 3, it will dominate, right? 3 max. I don't know. I think the tempo that you gain with this card on 3 might make it above average card. Like a 3.5 to 4-ish. I'm okay with the 3.5. Like, If it 2-for-1s and it saves you HP, you know? So, all right. Brittle Skin Zombie. 3 mana, 4/3. Death Rattle, 3 mana, 4/3 undead. Death Rattle, if it's your opponent's turn, deal 3 damage to them. Good card. Very good for smorking. I mean, it's fine, right? It's a 3 mana, 4/3. It's okay. It's not the worst stat line. If you really want to be aggressive with it, you know, you can probably, if you're trying to kill someone, you can pretty much guarantee it will do the 3 because they'll have to trade it off at some point, right? So it's fine. What do you guys think? You think it's slightly below average for a 3-drop? Yeah, I'm okay with a 2.5. Sure. Excuse me. Crystal Broker. 3 mana, 3/2. Mana Thirst 5. Summon a random 3-cost minion. Mana Thirst 10. Summon an 8-cost minion instead. What the fuck, man? Yeah, so this card is just like it's just not okay, right? It's probably a card that should, honestly, this card probably shouldn't be in Arena. Like, why do you need to have a 3 mana 3/2? Slightly understated. You play it on turn 10, you get an 8-drop. And then you get to play 7 more mana of stuff. Yeah. So I guess the question is, how good is it with Mana Thirst 5? Summon a random 3-cost. That's still fine, right? So you could play this in ping or something, and you get a 3-cost and a 3/2. So it's still really good on turn 5. I think it's got to be a 5, right? The only time it's not great is if it's turn, before turn 5. It's an epic, though. Yeah, it's an epic. So, you know, we won't see it all that often, but I just hate that it exists. That's too much. That's just too much of a payoff for, like, topping it on turn 10 or whatever, right? For me, it's only a 4. Really? Oh, I don't know. On turn 5, it's okay. You get a 3/2 plus 4/4 on average. Well, no, I would guess a random 3-cost is probably like a 3/3 on average or something. No, it's got to be higher than a 4, chat. Turn 10, it's insane tempo and probably just game winning. It's like a 4.5 to a 5. I mean, there are some probably low rolls on 8 cost, but overall, it's just like so dumb. All right, we'll go with a 4.5, but this is definitely feels like a problematic card to me for Arena. Not saying it should be like banned, but the Mana Thirst, I think the Mana Thirst 5 is cool. Like, I think that's a cool effect. Okay, fine. But the Mana Thirst 8 is just like, or Mana Thirst 10 is just way too stupid. What's Mana Thirst means when you have that much mana, you get the added effect. So on turn 10, that effect is active. Yeah. Okay. Drakari Embalmer. 3 mana, 3/4 undead. Battlecry, give a friendly undead reborn. It's great. It's great. 3 mana, 3/4 is still fine. That effect is good. So what do you guys think? 3.54? If you're hitting on anything, it's probably a 4. Yeah, I think I'm okay with a 4. It's got pretty good potential. Yeah, it itself also is an undead, which adds some value. Reborn isn't that strong. Reborn's pretty good when it's got good stats on its own. Yeah, 3.5 to 4 is probably fine. Enchanter. 3 mana, 3/3. Enemy minions take double damage during your turn. Meh. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? I don't know. Okay, so the idea is it's a card that you want to play when you're going to be making trades, right? I don't know. I don't think it's as insane as you guys are saying. Like, okay, so what is the best case scenario? You're going to use it and play like a one-sided board clear? Okay, yeah, but that, like how often is that going to happen? Like most of the time this will work is like you're going to trade your minions into bigger minions because of the effect, right? So you're able to trade your 4 attack minion into an 8 attack minion, which is pretty sick. Right? Or sorry, into an 8 health minion. So you play this and then make trades, right? When you have like a board to trade up. Not just trading minions. I mean, it's well, yeah, but I mean, in Arena, most of the way minions die is trading minions. Like, sure, yeah, you could play this with like, I don't know, like a deal 3 and a 6 or whatever. Sure, but like that's much more niche. Most of the time will be you can use your minions to trade up, which I think is useful and is powerful, but it's like it's not good on turn 3 most of the time because it's a 3/3. So you've got to like wait and play it on a turn where, you know, probably turn 5, turn 6 or something, where you're able to really get use out of like the trading up. You think you're never going to be sad to have this? Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to be happy to have it on turn 3. I also play Consecration. Well, yeah, sure. But that's like a dream scenario, right? Like where you're going to have this and then play a Consecrate and do a Flame Strike. I mean, I get it, right? Like I get it. But how often are you going to have that combination and pull it off, right? I don't know. I'm okay with giving it like a slightly above average rating. I do think it's a cool card. I like the idea, but I'm not convinced it's as insane as some people seem to think. But yeah, sure, it's a cool card. 4. See, for me, it's like nowhere near 4.5. It's like 3.5, maybe 4. I feel like 4.5 is I'm okay with a 4. You guys have talked me into a 4. I don't think it's a bad card, but for me, this card's a 3/4, and I'm on board of it being like nuts. A 3 drop, I don't really want to play on 3, but it does have pretty big payoff. So I'm okay with the 4. All right, Hawkstrider. Oh, Hawkstrider Rancher. It's funny. A lot of these cards I've seen before, but I don't know what they are immediately. As soon as I saw the card art for this, I was like, oh God. 3 mana 2/5. After you play a minion, give it +1/1 and Death Rattle summon a 1/1. This is a solid 4, chat says. Are you kidding me? This card is an easy 5. Like super omega easy 5. No. This is not a Dreads 4.5. This is a 5. So even think about this card compared to like the last card. Even if you just tempo it, it's not that bad. A 3 mana 2/5 on 3 isn't that bad. Like it's not like a 3/3, which just fucking sucks. And then you oftentimes I think you'll want to play it on like turn 5 or 6 or something and combo it. If it doesn't die, you're gonna do it again the next turn. Like +1/1 and summon a 1/1 is so nuts. It's so broken. Like I don't know. This card is like it's way too good. It's like if you don't kill it immediately, it's just gonna be you're just gonna be like overwhelmed on the board, and especially with certain classes, like Druid or Paladin, right? Like any class where you just vary on the board and have like cheap stuff to throw down, it's gonna be stupid. At least it is an epic, so hopefully we won't see it, all that often. But yeah, this card's broken. Probably shouldn't be a thing. All right, Nerubian how do I say this, chat? Nerubian Vizier? Or is it Vizier? Vizier? How do I say it? 3 mana 2/4 undead. Battlecry, discover a spell. If a friendly undead died after your last turn, it costs 2 less. Visher? Nerubian Visher. This card's great, right? So worst case is just a 3 mana 2/4 discover, which is worth it. Like we've seen time and time again, that's a fine stat line if you get Discover. The effect, if the effect goes off, then it's really, really insane. But yeah, this feels to me like a 4.5. The classic. The Dreads Classic. 4.5. All right. Scourge Rager. 3 mana 5/4 undead. Wait, Reborn. Battlecry die. Wait, so yeah, it's pretty troll. Battlecry die. So it basically, when you play it, it's a 5/1, right? Like it dies instantly. One kind of side note is it's a very easy way to trigger this type of stuff, right? Like it's basically on demand. You can play it on that turn, and then like you get the effect immediately. It obviously won't happen that much in Arena, but So it's bad. I mean, it's a bad card. It's just like, is there enough synergy and stuff where you want to take this? And I think the answer is probably no, right? It's like an overall score. Like, what is it, like a 1.5? You're bad? Maybe. But this card is also bad. Good in DK? I mean, no, I don't think so. It's a 3 mana 5/1. Why is it 3 mana 5/4 bad? Wait, what do you mean? It's Battlecries, it dies. It's never a 5. Why is a 3 mana 5/1 bad? Because a 3 mana 5/1 has been bad in all of Hearthstone's history ever, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're on the same page now. All right, yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna go with a 1.5. I think it's bad. Yeah, I understand. Like the Priest card, right? Yeah, so this is the card that you guys were talking about with the Priest res, where this is like a good card with it, right? Okay. What if you coin Rage and then play triple Animate Dead? Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck. I'm sure I will have someone play this, though, and then play that card, and then I'll be very upset that they pulled that off, but on average, it won't happen. Okay, Silver Moon Arcanist. 3 mana 2/2, spell damage +2. Battlecry, your spells can't target heroes this turn. Wait, what? Okay, so if this stays on the board, then the next turn you could like play spells with like on their face with the spell power. I'm just trying to like think the card through. So you can't initially drop it, but then like later on, if it sticks around, then you can. Yeah, it seems like a combo card for Hunter and Mage, right? And Constructed. Both of them have cheap cards that work with this. What's the name of the Mage one? Actually, what's the name of both of them? The Mage one it's a Rod. Is that it? It's like deal 2, Mana Thirst 7, deal 3, and then Hunter has. Oh, I think. See the one you're talking about. You're talking about the Hunter 4-drop. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Lynx card. So you play this on 3, it lives in theory, or you just combo it on turn 7 with this and 3 Lynxes. Okay, gotcha. But an overall score for it, I think, is pretty bad, right? Most of the time you won't be able to make use for the spell damage because you can't go face. And it's just a 3 mana 2/2 sucks. So it's got to be a below average card, like probably a 2. But it has some pop-off potential. Like you can play this card with cheap AoE and it's not terrible. So if you're like the Demon Hunter has a new 1 mana deal 1 to the enemy board. So you could play this with that and then deal 3 damage to their board for 4 mana and get a 2/2. So there's some uses for it, but overall it's below average, I'd say. All right. Silvermoon Sentinel. 3 mana 2/5 taunt. Mana Thirst 8, gain +2/2 and Divine Shield. I like it. All right, again, I have like 3 mana 2/5 taunt's okay on turn 3, and when you have the Mana Thirst, it's really good, right? It's a 4/7 Divine Shield. Pretty good. Mana Thirst 8 is a lot, so oftentimes, you have to just play it for the 2/5, but Yeah. When did a 3-mana 2/5 taunt become okay? Sorry, what do you think a 3-mana 2/5 taunt is? You think it's like great? Sorry, I mean, I don't know. I don't think a 2/5 stat line is amazing. I'd rather have a 3/4 the vast majority of the time, but it's okay. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm underrating a 2/5, but Yeah, it's good. I mean, again, we're kind of arguing arguing a small thing here, but I don't. The 2/5s don't feel as good to me as 3/4s. So that's why when I think, like, I would say when you talk about 3-drop stat lines, it's like 3/4, then 2/5, then like a 3/3. Or maybe it's like 3/4, and then between a 4/3 and a 2/5, I feel like it's close. It depends. Maybe a 2/5 is like slightly better, but yeah, I don't know. You think a 2/5 taunt's better than 3/4? Maybe. I don't know. Is it? It's like 2 attack is so low for a lot of the 4-drops, right? Like we have to think about all the different 4-drops that are like it will only do 2 damage to like all of the 5 attack ones. But I guess a 3/4 doesn't fare much better, but it's not way better. Yeah, it's definitely not way. I think it's close. I could see it being kind of close, a 2/5 taunt versus a 3/4. The thing about the taunt is that if you play it, it does have more utility in like the mid. Not on turn 3. It has added utility because you can protect something. Like oftentimes you'll plan to be a rogue and like dagger down a 1 health minion, but then they play a taunt. No, Cookie, not right now. Then you play a taunt and then that you can't do it or whatever. So I can kind of see that argument. Anyhow, okay. So what do you guys think this is? Is this a 4.5? What do you think? Is it that good? It's definitely a 4. For me, it's between a 4 and a 4.5. No, not right now, Cookie. No, not right now. Not right now. I'm working, Cookie. You guys think it's a 4? I think 4 is okay. Like 4, Mana Thirst 8 is a lot. So it's like, how often will you be able to wait that long? And then if you're playing it on turn 8, then you can't play like an 8-drop, right? You have to play this in like a 5-drop or something. So, yeah. All right. Sun Fury Clergy. This is Sunbull Initiate level annoying me. You think so? This one? I think Sunbull was a little more annoying. But yeah, it's definitely good. Sun Fury Clergy. 3 mana 2/4. Battlecry, restore 3 health to all friendly characters. Mana Thirst 6, restore 6 instead. So it's like Earthen Ring power creep, right? So instead of just getting it on 1 minion, you get it on multiple. I think it's not bad. Because you want to... I just think of like the 5/4 that restores 2 that's been the most recent meta. Obviously, that card's not good anymore, but sometimes, when you get healing on multiple minions, it feels pretty good. And this card's cheap to play with stuff. What do you guys think? Meh? I mean, 6 is a lot. When you restore 6, that's basically like a restore to full health, right? Like the vast majority of the time. The stat line isn't great, though, which kind of is like, eh. You guys think it's below average? Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. I think for me, this card's like a 3, maybe above. Maybe not above average. I'm okay with a 3. It's bad on turn 3, but it like... but it has more utility than most 3-drops, so... Mostly just a better ritualist. It's similar to Ritualist. It's similar. Definitely similar. Okay, Plague Spreader. 4 mana, 4/4 undead. Death Rattle, transform a random minion in your opponent's hand into a Plague Spreader. What the hell? Dude, how the hell are you supposed to rate this card? It's not good, right? But it's like... Do you just rate it at whatever a 4-mana 4/4 is? Because then once they play it, then they get to do it to one of your cards, right? So it's like... a 2? Probably? I guess they have to play it to do it, but... Troll card, yeah. Yeah. If your hand sucks, it's a 5. Yeah. Yeah. Not a big fan. All right, Sanctum Spellbender. 4-mana 3/6. Whenever your opponent targets another minion with a spell, redirect it to this. It's fine. All right, it's fine. Like a 4-mana 3/6 stat line's still like okay. Yeah, the idea is you use it to protect like another thing. It's okay. I guess it could be annoying in certain cases if if your opponent has like a 5/2 left over after trading or something, and then you can't use a spell to clear it up or something. But I feel like most of the time it's just like a 4-mana 3/6. Maybe a little bit better. Like a 3.5. Oh, whenever your opponent targets another minion with a spell. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it also protects buffs too. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. So it's annoying both ways. Okay, fine. I'm okay with giving it a 3.5. We'll bump it up a little bit. Shadow Word Death on a 7/8 and it redirects to this. Does the spell fizzle? Oh, that's a good question. I would guess it fizzles. Right, chat? No, it should kill it. You think so? Okay, we'll kill it. Okay, it never fizzles. No, it kills. Okay, okay. So anything... All right, so it still will get the effect off. That's probably better. What happens if you have 2 of them on the board? I have no idea on that. Does it just pick one of them? Do both does the spell get copied onto both of them? I actually don't know how that works. Do you guys know? The game breaks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. All right, maybe first played. Yeah, maybe it's play order, right? It might actually be play order. That probably makes the most sense. It's either play order or random, I would guess. All right, Silver Moon Armor. 4-mana 4/4. Rush. Mana Thirst 7. Gain +2/2. Dread's giving Dragonfire. I am, absolutely. Yes, I'm going to be leveling today. Arcane Mage. Let's go. I am. I can't wait. Huh. It's fine, right? It's like fine. If you play it for Mana Thirst, it's good. A 6/6 Rush. A 4-mana 4/4 Rush is okay. 3.5, 3, something like that. I'll keep with the 3.5. Server and faction. I'm playing on... I'm going to have characters on multiple things. Cookie. No, not now. Not now. Cookie. I think my main character is going to be on Dragonblight Horde. But I also have a lot of characters on Tichondrius Alliance. So I'll probably play a little bit of both. Did I say... I gave a score, right? 3.5 for this one? 4? You guys think 4? Okay, fine. Let's change it to 4. I got distracted. I don't remember if I gave a score yet. Now it's a 4. Ha-ha! Cookies reigning terror. No, don't look at me like that, kitty. I'm focused and working, okay? All right, Street Sweeper. 4-mana 2/2. Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all other minions. What do you guys think? It's like a Volcanic Potion, right? Volcanic Potion, you pay 1 mana for a 2/2. It's okay. It's all right. It's a common card, so anyone can get it. I think I think you actually will take this most of the time, right? Egg Activator, above average. Yeah, I think it is above average because a lot of classes don't have access to that kind of AOE. So not undead. It's a 2. 3.54. Hey, Rakdar. Hello. I think 4 might be a little bit high. Reminds me of Murloc Seer, but it's way better because it's a 2/3, right? Murloc Seer is a 6 mana 2/3. This is a 4 mana 2/2. So this is a lot better than that. I'm going to give it a 4. Maybe it's a little bit on the high side. I think it's good. You get a 2/2 and you get a Volcanic Potion. I think that's better than Volcanic Potion a lot of the time. No? A 1 mana 2/2. No? Seems okay. Yeah, but yeah, sure. For classes that don't have AoE, it's better. Absolutely. Infectious Ghoul. 5 mana 5/4. Undead Death Rattle. Give a random friendly minion Death Rattle. Summon an Infectious Ghoul. Oh, man. This is going to be annoying. This is going to be annoying. And hey, Absolute Bib. Yellow and low. This one's going to be annoying. So it's one of those things where, like, if you can't clear everything else and... Oh, it's going to be so hard to clear everything else and this, right? Death Rattle. Give a friendly minion. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be obnoxious. I mean, Greybow is generally just winning, right? If, like, it landed. So this is going to probably be pretty similar to Greybow. What do you guys think? Greybow without taunt, which is still great, no? Cookie, hey, go. Stop playing with that. Go. Now she's pissed, so she's wreaking havoc. Ruining the card review. Greybow protects your face. That's true. A bit meta dependent. A lot easier to clear their stuff before killing this. Yeah, if it's just one minion. But the way I'm seeing is, like, you prioritize killing their stuff, right? But are you going to have enough trading power left to also kill the 5/4? Because if you don't, then they're going to probably be able to trade it off on their next turn after they play something. You know what I mean? So I think it's good. I think it's like a 4, chat. Like I think this card's gonna be really annoying. Honestly, it might be even better. You lose basically 1 stat point. It's like a 4 mana 5/4 is still fine. And you get like an effect that just could be game winning. Like if it lands once, it's probably game ending. Oh man. Chat, I think I'm gonna go high. Oh, I think I'm sending it to the dread score. I was gonna do 4, but now I think I might be heading to the 4.5. The more I look at it, like it's just these kind of effects are just they're snowbally. There's no way it's a 4. What is a 0 mana 5/4 worth? Okay, a 1 mana 5/4. It's a 1 mana 5/4 if it triggers once, effectively, and then it has the potential to trigger again, and it will get harder and harder to clear because like the 5/4 will be onto the board, and then it's like you're get farther and further out. I'm going to 4.5. I'm convinced. The more I look at it, the more I think about it. I'm a ghoul gamer. All right. Okay. Tenacious Sandlane. How the hell do you say that? 5 mana 4/6 undead. Lifesteal. Whenever this attacks, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Oh, great card. Great card. Always face. Good card. Likes to smork. Smork. It's good. No? 4/6 lifesteal. If it attacks, it does a little bit of damage. It might not attack very often, but still good, right? What do you guys think? Like a 4? Probably like a 4. Well, player intake, maybe a little bit. It depends on how long their view takes. Maybe a little bit. A little bit and chill. I do want to eat some food. I do want to eat some lunch at some point. 3? Oh, I think it's better than a 3. I think it's like 3.5 to 4-ish for me. Taunt and lifesteal is pretty useful. 4/6 is bad for 5? Not necessarily with taunt. It's not terrible. Oh, it doesn't have taunt. Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought it had taunt. My brain read it as taunt. Okay, we'll go with 3.5. Okay, I was gonna give it a 4. I thought it had taunt and lifesteal. Reading comprehension. All right, 3.5. Fair. My brain's already starting to go. Translocation Instructor. 5 mana 4/4. Battlecry, choose an enemy minion. Swap it with a random one in their deck. Didn't we already have a card kind of like this? That like 3/6, right? What's the name of that 3/6? Instead of their deck, it was their hand. You guys know the card I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Vol'jin. Yeah. I think it's okay. Undraftable? I don't think this is undraftable. Okay, so look at this. You get a 5 mana 4/4, which isn't great. But if you play this in arena, chances are they're going to pull something that's like 3 mana or less, no? You'll never draft it? I mean, it's not good. It reminds me of Moat Lurker. Kind of, it's passable. Mana brought us pizza, look. Pizza. You just can't really see it, but it's like pepperoni, provolone cheese, and spinach. I'll eat after the review. I'll put it back here for now. Pizza. It's terrible. In arena, it's like a 3. I think this card's okay. I think it's okay. People play curves, so I mean, use it on a 5+, you're going to get value more than not. Yeah. The problem is it could be game losing if they pull a big minion, right? But I think you're going to be playing it when they play a big minion, not like... So then if it does it, it sucks, but it's like you already had a threat that you had to deal with. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's above average, actually. I'm going to hit it with another 3.5. It's like removal on a stick. It's like pseudo removal on a stick. You know? Okay. Bone Lord Frost Whisper. Wait, I thought I was the Bone Lord. This minion thinks it can just come in and take my Bone Lord status from me. 6 mana. Fuck, that was pretty cringe. 6 mana, 6/6 undead. Death Rattle. For the rest of the game, your first card each turn costs 0. You die in 3 turns. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing this one, right? Are you guys gonna be doing this? I think I'm gonna pass on that. Why do you have to die? Everyone has to die eventually. It's just how the world works. Yeah, this one's probably a 1. It's not like... So there are some situations where you're able to drop like huge bombs with it, and you're able to kill them in time, but 3 turns is a pretty short clock, so... Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that one. Shatterskin Gargoyle. 6 mana, 4/6 taunt. Death Rattle, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. It's also an undead. How valuable is 4 random damage? It's like a random Fist of Jaraxxus. Yeah. Feels like a below average card, right? Yeah, I think I'm okay with it too. Oftentimes we'll do some face damage and then it's like not all that relevant or something. Okay. We'll go with a 2. Lorthamar Theron. 7 mana, 7/7. Battlecry, double the stats of all minions in your deck. Double the stats of all minions in your deck. It's too slow or no? What do you guys think? You think it's a 5? Oh, I don't know. It's in your deck, though. You have to play a War Golem. And then what if you... Like, you need to hit something... I mean, it'll be good tempo immediately, as soon as you draw something, but... It's not 7 mana do nothing, but I don't think it's insane. I think it's like... I feel like it's one of those cards where it... Like, playing a 7 mana 7/7 hurts you a lot. You know? A 4? I mean, I think it is probably above average. Like a 4. But I don't even know if it's a 4.5. If you can combo with like a card draw after or something and you hit cheap cards, it could be pretty insane. It's slow, but if you're not dying, you're one. Yeah, but playing a War Golem on turn 7 oftentimes gets you killed. It's kind of an issue. Is it not 7 mana if you don't die in 2 turns when the game? Yeah, but like playing a War Golem on 7, oftentimes, like you have to find a time to play it. Sometimes you need to ping, or sometimes you have to do things. You can't just drop it. So it's like, yeah, it's not as great as it might seem. Oh yeah, sure. If it's a taunt, it's a whole different story. If it's a taunt, then I probably would be on board with a much higher rating. But I think as it is, I mean, okay, so what would you guys rate that dragon? There was a dragon that doubled the stats of minions in your hand. What was it called? Was it Imerus? That was an 8-drop, right? Imerus. But like, that card gave you stats in your hand immediately, right? This one, you have to draw the stats, you know? Oh, was it 10 mana? Oh, it was 10 mana. Okay, so that is a big difference. This is 7 mana, but still, that buffed all the cards in your hand immediately. This one, you have to draw the cards, and you could also draw a spell and not a minion. It's an interesting card. I honestly want to say it's like a 4 and not even a 4.5. Maybe that's wrong. I'm definitely not on 5. We could talk about 4.5, but honestly, I feel like it's just a 4. I don't think it's that insane. I could be wrong about this one, but I'm gonna go with a 4. All right. Invincible, just like this streamer, especially when it comes to balloon competitions. 8 mana, 5/5, Undead Beast. Reborn, Battlecry and Death Rattle give a random friendly undead plus 5/5 and taunt. So Battlecry and Death Rattle plus 5/5 and taunt to a friendly undead. So this card it all depends on if you have an undead, right? Is this the first double tag? No, there have been quite a few double tags already. I didn't really mention them, but if you do have an undead, then it's insane, right? But you have to have one. So it's a little bit situational, you know? No, it triggers twice. Battlecry. Oh, wait. You're right. It triggers 3 times. Battlecry, Death Rattle, and then also as Reborn. Yep, 3 times. So what do you guys give this as like an overall score then? You need an undead or it's useless. But if you have an undead, it's like S tier. No, it's not a 5. It's like 4 to 4.5 again. I think it's probably a 4. Because even if you have an undead, right? What they'll do is they'll probably kill the undead. And then you need to have like another undead to play type thing, right? So. Oh yeah, and DK it's kind of sick because you can always hero power for it. Yeah, that's true. I think overall I'm okay with a 4. It's a cool card though. I like it. Flesh Behemoth. 9 mana, 4/8 undead. Taunt, Death Rattle, draw another undead and summon a copy of it. Death Rattle, draw an, This is like tailoring for like a big undead deck or something, right? What do you guys think? You guys think it's pretty good? I don't know. Draw another undead and summon a copy of it. But it's a 9 mana 4/8. 4/8, a 9 mana 4/8's kind of eh. And what if it's like a shit undead, like a 2-drop or 1-drop? I guess you get a draw and summon. Okay. So you get a draw plus a summon. Okay, it's not terrible. I still don't think it's great, though. I think oftentimes in Arena, it's going to give you little drops. And then it's like, okay, you summon a 3-2. And you get a 3-2 in your hand. And you paid for a 9-mana 4-8. The taunt is a huge deal. Without taunt, it'd be absolute garbage. But I still don't think it's great. Like a 3, maybe? I don't even think I necessarily say this is an above average card. It's just too situational. I'm going to go with a 3. Like, I want my 4-8s to, like, a 9-mana 4-8 to really impact the board immediately. I don't know. Okay. And finally, I guess this is the last card, chat. The Sunwell. 9 mana, fill your hand with random spells. Costs 1 less for each other card in your hand. It's bad, right? What do you guys think? First neutral spell, interesting. Because you need to be able to, you need to play it when you, it's a weird card because you need to play it when you have stuff in your hand to make it not so expensive. But if you do that, then you don't get as many spells, right? So it's just kind of like an odd dichotomy, you know? Yeah. It's good. 5-mana draw 5 or 7 mana. It's 7. I'm trying to think, but okay, so what if you have to play it and you, like, on turn 9 when you don't have a hand? It's like you have 1 card in hand. Then it's really shit, right? And if you have to play it on, like, turn 5 or something, then you're passing your whole turn. It's great, Dreads. 100% winner rather than constructed. Whenever my opponents played it, I never lost. I don't think it's that good. It's going to be randomly generated. You'll be mad at it. I mean, there again, it's like an overall rating. I think there's times this card could be good, right? That doesn't mean that I think overall it's a good card. So if you have 1 card in hand, it's probably because you tempoed super hard, and then it's probably not the worst thing to spend 9 on. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair argument. I did get the joke, Stein. I did get it. I got it. It's always at least good. Interesting. This one's one that people seem to have very different opinions about. I guess it is a lot of spells. I think the ideal scenario is you play it like for 5 mana or 4 mana, and you get quite a bit of refill for that. It's bad. You think it's really bad? Tricky card could be super value. I mean, I don't think it's like a great card. Like, some people seem to think it's really good. I don't think it's a good card, but I don't think it's terrible. What do you guys think? Are we going to put it on like a very average rating, like a 3 or something? Feels like it's going to be bad. I think it's just going to feel either too expensive all the time to feel great, or it's going to be either too expensive, or it's going to feel like it doesn't give you enough random value. So it's just like, it's never going to feel amazing is how I feel about it. All right, let's go with a 3. A perfectly average. All right, chat. So, what do you guys think overall? What do we think is going to be good? What do we think is going to be bad from the from classes? Neutral is obviously like overall the power level. Let me get this on the screen. The power level seems pretty high. A lot of the power comes from having undeads. I think one thing about them, Ed, is you want to draft undeads fairly highly. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of synergy that comes off them, and the cards themselves are pretty good on their own. The warrior cards seem pretty decent. Definitely got some broken ones, like the Sunfire Smithing's pretty insane. Some of the classes definitely get hurt by the fact that, so what were the classes that had a lot of synergy? Demon Hunter feels like it gets kind of shafted in this one. Because it's a lot of like synergy cards. I guess some of the Outcast cards are okay, but it's like, if your deck has no minions, those kind of cards. Druid has some like pretty decent stuff. Not amazing. I do like the Hunter package a lot. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think the Hunter package is pretty cool. Hunter and Mage package seems pretty cool. Paladin also seems very good. Priest is a little bit like, again, feels like it's like, there's a few good cards, but overall, it just feels like the overall card quality is kind of not great. I'm really excited for Rogue. Rogue is probably the class I'm the most excited to play. Well, after DK. DK, you got to be excited about DK, right? DK is like a total new class with a bunch of new mechanics, but Rogue looks, I like the concoctions. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Shaman felt pretty meh with all this like death rattle stuff. Warlock seems, I mean, this card's broken, Twisted Tether, but overall it seems like okay-ish. Warrior has a few good ones. Hard to say what will be like the best for the meta. People always want to know like what's going to be the best on day one. Yeah, I don't really know. You know, with the sets that are coming back, Warlock is getting some good cards coming back. I know that. But what do you guys think? What's your guys' predictions? Yeah, probably, honestly, DK will likely be the best. They'll probably release it really strong. And then the way that the drafting works, it seems like you'll be able to build synergy in Arena. So DK will probably be the nuts. I think Rogue will still be pretty good. Paladin has a lot of good new cards. And some good old cards, so it'll probably be pretty good. Priest not looking so hot. Yeah, and Demon Hunter not looking so hot, but we'll see. What sets are in here? I can actually pull that up for you guys. 1 second. Hey, thanks, Jason. Thank you for the 20 months. So these are the sets that are in currently. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Core, Curse of Naxxramas, Mean Streets, Knights of the Frozen Throne, The Witchwood, United Stormwind, and March of the Lich King. So basically, quite a few old sets, but then Stormwind and the new one, seems like. I thought they were going to do like more new sets, but they didn't end up doing that this time. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching my full arena card review for March of the Lich King. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite new card is. How about that one? If you're watching on Twitch, thank you guys for watching. I'm looking forward to the new stuff. It's going to be here soon. Finally, new meta and new class. Let's go. Let's go.